Right. Hold up. All right, testing. There we go. Mm-hmm.
Hey, what up with it, Wo?
Yo, what up?
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm blessed. How you feeling?
Same way.
Mm-hmm.
Me. What what you mean by why are we begging why are we begging white tees for reparations?
Why we begging them? Why we begging them? Just say what it say.
So you feel like we don't deserve reparations?
Nah, we don't. Not us. Maybe our ancestors, not us.
Okay, so let me ask you a question for real.
Hey, hold up real quick before you do that. Let me switch your box real quick. Let's see something.
Damn, bro, you ain't even cutting people off today. You
My
just removing them from the room.
baby.
So,
What's up,
Dana,
Rachel?
what's
I
up,
need to cut
man?
you off.
I know. See, look, Rachel, you just had to come in and cut me off.
I'm
You,
tired of
I'm
you
cold. You
talking
and Kev. I don't
now.
know what to do with y'all, man. Shit, I
Yo.
don't know why I keep showing up for this abuse,
What?
man. This shit is
Hey,
Hey,
say
Dana.
Kev.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up,
Hey
Kev? What's
Kev,
up,
I wanted
Rachel?
to ask you a quick question
Oh yeah,
though.
Go ahead. Yeah. You can finish it.
So just hypothetically speaking, I just want to put you in a scenario real quick.
Uh-huh.
All right, you got a mom's, single moms. She worked her whole life. Your mom's bought a house. You know, she bought her dream house. She got her dream car. She got all that. Now, when your mom's pass away, it's written to you in her will that you get everything that she had, right? Including the
Mm-hmm.
house and everything. It's written in her will that you get that. But when mom's
Yeah.
passes away, a white T man comes in and he takes all of that.
Mm.
Do you not feel like you're owed that?
I'd be fighting
What,
for it.
You be fighting for it.
what do you mean he took it all though, bro? How?
No, we got to go after that white T man though.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
need
because
that.
why would we take it out on their child though? Say if it was a white T man's child, what they got to do with it?
Because if it went to the YT man's child, then the YT man's child now owes us that. Just because he passed it on to somebody else, that's just like me stealing something and
Bro,
me
why are you
passing it
being
on to
racist,
somebody
bro?
else. It's still
Hold up,
somebody
Daniel.
else's property.
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Interesting. So that means you trying to say like, say if say if you had a grapist and your uncle was a grapist, or no, your dad was, right? Do you believe you got to reap what he saw?
This is no. I'm gonna answer your question first off.
Oh, okay.
I do not. But you that's not a logical.
It's the same thing.
It ain't though. Because let me tell you the difference. Whoa. Our people worked for something. He said, yes, it is in the comments. I'm about to explain to you why it's not. Our people worked for something, right? Our people worked for something for free. And another group of people told us, hey, reparations, we're going to pay you back for all of the free time that you put in, right? For all of the
Shut the
free
fuck up,
time
you
that you
fucking
should have
nigga.
been paid for. We're going to pay you back for all of the free time that you put in.
The hell?
That's what reparations is. Is them telling you, them telling our ancestors that we're gonna pay you back everything that you worked for free for all of these years.
Mm,
So
Uh,
reaping what you
I,
sow only works in the positive, but not the negative.
Explain yourself.
Meaning you're only focused on like, okay, they worked for something that's a positive, right? But we were saying that if they were to pass down their iniquities or something bad that they do, we don't count that. So you're only passing down only positives, like you're negating any negatives.
from black people.
Because, because that's what you. It's a physical thing. That's what you actually can pass down. You feel me? This is not a grape is. That's a mindset of a whole different person. You can't pass that down to somebody else unless you. I mean, you
Okay.
can
So what
instill
about
that into
debt?
someone.
What about debt?
You said, what about death?
Debt. Like
Debt.
you
DEBT.
Oh
like
yeah,
Debt.
that's
oh,
how debt works. If you don't know,
okay.
your debt gets passed down to your children if you're left in debt.
Right. So if your father left you debt, but do you think that's right?
Do I think that's right?
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't say that's right.
That you should pay for their debt. I mean, that's what you're telling YT people to do.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not telling. First off, reparations is not coming from the YT man. Reparations is coming from America. It's a promise from America. It's not a promise from the YT man. It's not. In reparations, when they promised it, they didn't say, "All right, we're gonna get everything from the YT man and we're gonna give it to the black." No, it says from America. Just like Texas and all of that, it's a combined. It's just a combine of everybody in America. It's not the YT man.
Hey, can I ask a question? Is it Arondom? Arondom, is that how I say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so reparations, right, coming from America. When I'm gonna answer the prompt. Why are we begging YTs for reparation? I think that has something to do with our inability to um, get on par as far as managing finances, right? Like we have to, we built so much wealth amongst our own community. The problem is we don't understand how to manage it, how to build that wealth, how to roll it over into the next generation. And in turn, because we can't do that or we haven't, it's not that we haven't done that. We're blaming some old style of living on that. We've had plenty of opportunity to build our finances and pass it on through generations. All of the answers are out there. We got AI. If you want to know what the Rothschild did to build wealth, how they protected that, you could just Google it. You don't even have to go to AI for that. It'll tell you they built that through protect. You don't even have to go to AI for that. It'll tell you they built that through protecting assets using life insurance. And so the techniques are out there. Why aren't we using them? We can't blame another group of people for and ask them for reparations for something that we're not doing. So my thing is, if we're begging for this, is because we haven't gotten the proper understanding of how to build wealth in today's America.
All right. Can I say
well,
something real quick
we,
to him?
After you do the, no, I'm gonna get a capital in, and then we gonna, then
All
I'm
right.
gonna see.
all right.
K, you up here just you just chilling, or you wanted to answer something?
No, I wanted to
Well,
answer something.
no, I'm talking about K.
Oh, my bad.
I can.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna get you after capital, and then we can go back to open
Oh
panel
my
with you.
gosh, Kay, I didn't even know that was
Yeah, that's why I
you.
said. That's
Oh,
why I
Whenever I
told her
heard
to.
you
sorry.
change the
No,
She
somebody
ignored
on
my
this
comment
app told me
unless
that I
my
was bald headed, so I had to show him what my hair looked like straight.
who told you
man,
that? They just wanted you to, that was reverse psychology.
man. I just commented on it. I was like, "What happened to you? That happened to Afro?" But go ahead, capital. What you got for me?
So Dana, he did hit something on the nail about financial literacy within the African American community, and that there are opportunities out there for us, right? But all of that is like more of a current. Now, if we can talk about long term cause and effect, right? Such as generational wealth, we are somewhat affected by that. And I'm not even gonna say what somewhat we are affected by our generational wealth was affected by long-term cause and effect. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all can agree with this, but blaming them about why we can't do anything, I got you. Like, we are in the times where we need to make these changes. I got you. But when
Mm,
it comes to reparations in general, they're still paying out reparations to, like, let's say, for example, America. America pays reparations to Jews from the Holocaust, and America had nothing to do with it, right? And that helps them build their communities. It helps them invest more into their communities with that money. I'm not trying to say that we demand free money, and because if you were just to give out money to people who's ignorant to financial education, or like just be able to know where to put that money, they're gonna mess around and mess up. I totally agree with that. But
mm-hmm.
when we talk reparations in general and what America does owe to Black American communities, reparations can come in many different ways, which is like funding underdeveloped communities or underfunded communities. It can go into the education system in the schools that's underfunded. And I'm generally speaking, because I'm from Chicago, and African Americans have a lot of underfunded programs in these schools, where it can create more kids to be more educated or be more interested in certain fields like AI, or engineering aspects and stuff like that. So I get what the panel is saying. Let's not be begging for reparations, but reparations could be a big thing to help our communities get on the right track. But there is some self-reflection and some things that we have to be accountable for. That I do
Yeah,
agree.
that's a fact, right? I think we got something bigger than just that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not gonna. We can't even say it's bigger than that, but I do
Yeah,
agree.
I think it is something. I think that's just low level stuff that we crying for, low key. You know, it's so many deep rooted things we got issues with to even think about getting some piece of whatever and think that's going. Okay, let me ask this though. Well, I don't know what happened to Kate, but let's ask this though. How much of a change in life you think is gonna make when we get reparations?
None. I mean,
I feel like
at the end of the day,
it's bigger than what you guys realizing. Like
no, it is. But capital, bro. Look, if you put $2.5 million in the hands of somebody that doesn't know how to manage
I
wealth,
agree with you. I already agree.
okay.
That's why I said there's other systems and other ways into using reparations to help out our communities. That's why I said that, and that would help in a huge way.
I look,
In what way though? Like, Laura, we gonna go some
Well,
details now.
already,
Help.
well, already pointed out a couple things. I said we
What's that?
have underdeveloped communities, and
Okay.
that also have underdeveloped, like I
What
said, in
can
our
they do when they
education.
give us reparations to give us the overdeveloped? Then after that,
What'd you
like
say?
what can I was being funny though, but what can they give us so they don't be underdeveloped? What can they do?
Well, like I said, that money that we can use, we can put in our school systems to actually have better programs, or more programs for kids to actually stay out of the streets, and
Why we just
more of
can't
an
fight for
outlet.
the programs without the money though? We could just fight for that. We
No, you
picking
said
everything
fight for it.
else.
You need, look, man, don't act like money don't help at all. Money does help when you
So
want to
they
do these things.
Oh wow! So they need some more money. Like, okay, now we can make some better programs now because you gave me
That's
some more
how it
money.
goes. That Why do you think that? No, bro. Like, let's be honest. That's
That's
a true
literally how it
statistic.
goes.
Look, it is how it goes. Schools
So
that
what
are
they doing
not
minimum or something right now?
let
They
me
doing
let
the
me just
least.
tell you,
Oh, go ahead.
schools that are not funded financially, right? They lack resources for children so they can be able to learn and do more things or have opportunities. That is a fact. And you see
But
and you
capital,
see schools that
capital.
are all right. Go ahead.
So what I want to say about that is, like, we are putting a lot of that burden on schools in itself. When are we gonna teach this stuff at home? When does
Right.
the
Yeah, that's
responsibility
true.
fall
Do
on,
all
That's
this.
when does the
true.
responsibility
That's
fall on
true.
us as
But I'm only
individuals, as
answering the
parents,
aspect
as
of a
communities?
what
I see why
reparations can
Dame
do
be getting
for
cut off
us.
because he be spitting that fight.
No, no, no. Seriously, I agree with what you're saying. It does, the household thing, like, that is 100% true. It does start in the household, but as well, if it's not the household, it's also the community as well.
Right,
So
but
so we can
what we
argue
can't do,
multiple points.
capital. What we can't do though is when we look at a real situation, right, and we're looking for solutions. we can't undermine that by making an excuse, by making a valid point and then saying, "But we need this." No, we have to stick to what we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about, which is the solution, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
As long as we're along that path, we can start to make some progress.
Dana,
Well,
just starting. Let me just please intercept. Just starting in the household is not the only thing that's going to help. Okay, that was my point. I agree with you, but then now you're trying to differentiate having financial stability, right? Like you can be in poverty, right? And you can have people in the household, tell you how to go about things and be like, hey man, this is society. You gotta work hard. You gotta go to
right.
school, right? And you tell
Mhm.
your children this. Okay, now at home you started that then. Now your kid is gonna go to the school to actually get the education that they need. But how they gonna get the education that they need when their school and community is underdeveloped? Nobody's investing in the education system, and that fixes an issue with us having less doctors, less lawyers, less engineers, less tradesmen. You know,
Okay. Just to kind of answer that, so yeah, so we're starting off at home. We're sending our kids to underprivileged school, right?
Mm-hmm.
They live in an environment where they have no resources, no boys and girls clubs, none of these things. That's
How,
just
and you got to my point. I'm about to get y'all like, why you just don't pick better schools? Like, it's
exactly.
like
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
That's easy for you to say
Somehow we
because
gonna
now
pay a
you get
under. We gonna go.
transportation. You got to understand the levels to it. Everybody ain't got a
I hear
transportation system.
excuses.
Can I say something
That's
real
not
quick?
No,
excuses. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
I disagree. I disagree,
How
Caleb,
is that
because
excuses?
yeah,
Hey,
people are born into certain environments where they're barely making it. So it's like to be able, that's why some people actually falsify documents just to get their kids to go to be bused to another school that has more privilege, you know what I'm saying? Like
But
it's
how can they afford it? How can some people in poverty afford
yeah,
that even when they
it
don't?
is yeah, that's why I don't know, I've spoke to before, like the environment is very important. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I do advocate for like it's better for your child to have like maybe a one bedroom home but in a better neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to a three bedroom home in a bad neighborhood. There's just more privileges, and even the schools are so different in those. I don't know. Yeah, but it does matter. The environment does matter
Yeah,
because
but I
they're
want
already. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to go back to the point of him saying sending your kid to another school. When you're surrounded by nothing but underprivileged schools, and then now we're talking about transportation to one of those
And do you
schools that
think that money gonna make them be more
money
privileged?
can. I'm not trying to say
Oh
money
my
is the root
gosh.
of
Where is
everything,
this
but
at?
money
Where in
does
the
help.
United
Now,
States
wait,
is
if we
this?
were able to fund the transportation for kids to get to those schools, right, which reparations could possibly help if we fund things the correct order in order to get what we need done, then yes. But you guys are making it seem like, oh man, the person in poverty should be able to have enough money to send their kid to that charter school that's like 5 times the distance of that school that's underprivileged right around the block. That you
But it
guys
doesn't.
not
It doesn't
thinking
have to be
that it's
charter though.
more it's more
It
to
doesn't
it.
have to be a private school capital. And
Okay,
there
it
are
don't. You're right. A
programs out
better
there.
public school. It could be a private
Okay.
school, public school, or whatever. But you still got to account for money does account for things to be done. You can't
Well,
say money doesn't.
no, I agree with that. But there's levels to it, right? There's levels to that. So if you're at the bottom of poverty and in the schools that the public schools that your children are going to aren't sufficient, well, the school outside of that county that is sufficient, that's public, is good
They got
enough.
the money,
How,
right?
how do we get them from point A to B, right? Let's solve that problem.
Right.
But what my point is we can't jump back into the problem. Like when we solve one problem, we got to look to solve the next problem. And
So
what happens
Exactly.
is what happens is a lot of times I feel like we solve a problem and then we get content with that, and then the next problem comes up and we're like, well, now you're throwing something else at me, and that's not what it
Okay,
hey,
is.
look, this
then
how
oh, go ahead.
I was about to say this how I know the money ain't got nothing to do with it, right? It's because like where are taxes going? You know, they been had the opportunity to build better things, but where is that going? Like
Yeah,
they
but we
got
don't have
money.
that choice, host. We don't. I'm
So
pretty sure if
what
black
make us think
communities.
if we don't even know where our tax going, we think that them funding schools is gonna help it better? Like that don't. I
Look,
just
it's statistically proven that schools that are
that's most of
financially
their money is
supported,
taxes.
wait, just listen, man. Schools
Hey,
that are
can I talk
financially
real quick?
supported, they
Hey,
have better
hold it down
outcomes
for
for.
me real quick, bro.
All right, I'll let him
Hey,
talk.
look. Hey, I agree with bro 100%. If they funded the schools and all that, that will also help. But let me tell y'all, it's really
No, it
not
won't.
even about the money. Cause as black, we don't really need the money. The money was never really that important. But let me tell you the important part. It was the land. The land was the most important part of the whole agreement, of the whole promise that America made to black people with reparations. The land was the biggest part. We never got none of that land. Black people don't need nothing from nobody else. If you gave us the land, we'll be able to do everything ourselves. But they didn't do that because they know it's dangerous. They know it really get dangerous when stuff like that happen. That's why they group all black people. That's why so many black people in the hood, and they place black people in the hood, and they constrict their environment to be so small. Is because they know if you give these people enough space and enough freedom to do what they want, they're gonna take
Start
over.
building, and we've already done that, and we've seen what
All
happened.
right. So let me get man, did you was trying to say something, or you was trying to put somebody in real quick?
No, I was trying
I
to
said,
talk
"Babe,
with.
man,
Oh,
what
my
the
bad.
heck? That's just no Diddy." You
Yeah,
keep
my bad.
answering that.
He didn't hear.
Every time I say "babe," he be like, "Yeah, I was trying to say."
Oh
That's
my
your
goodness.
new boo, Kev. Better
Hey,
watch
I can
out.
say one more thing.
No,
No,
no, don't play like that. Move on, move on,
Hey,
stop.
move on. Don't even
I
play
see
like
why he
that.
get cut off. It's like-
because I'm about to say though.
all right, so let me
Hey,
get
it's just like really just like
hold up real quick. We got to get a couple two people that haven't talked yet. Uh, let me get Zay, not the other thing. We get Zay and then D. What y'all got for me?
What's going on, man? Peace to the room.
For sure.
Um,
What's
why are we begging the YTs for reparations? um, it's old. I mean, that's the easiest answer behind it.
hmm.
Not to be too long-winded around that part. We didn't go through not even half the things our
Oh,
ancestors.
we ain't on it. We ain't on that yet. We ain't on that yet. You just got to expound on that reparation one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody owes me money, if somebody owes or did some damage to me, right? I can go to civil court, right? In a grander scheme with reparations, our First Amendment right gives us the right to place our grievances towards the government. And the U.S. government wholeheartedly believes in reparations. Yeah, other people have received it, other groups have received it. Black people, such as Rosewood, have received reparations. So it's, this isn't a new idea, and I wouldn't call it begging because that's not how it works. But yeah, sure, that's all I got.
Yeah. I think from this point we is begging though, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna do a 3 minute open panel, then we gonna get D in after that. So anybody want to respond to what he said or add to?
Yeah. I do think that black people who are whose ancestors were slaves, I do think that they are owed especially land. I think that was a great point. The only thing is like, how do they divide that up? That I think that's the bit of the
How about less property
situation.
tax?
No,
Like I
No,
said,
hey, property tax shouldn't even be a thing. That's
I
property.
agree.
I'm
I
already
agree.
against that. Like,
I agree.
I don't need 40 acres or a mule, but I'll take a house and a car.
That's what I'm saying. I'll take less property tax. I'll take more money for the programs in the schools. I will take all of that. Not no.
yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying though. I don't think every black person deserves reparations.
Why not?
That's
I
true.
think the living immediate family of slaves
Oh, so you
deserve
saying
reparations.
if you could prove that your one of your family members
Absolutely.
was actually a slave in this country?
No, that yeah, your immediate
Yeah.
family, yes.
Okay,
but
that's
how is that any type of fair when the YT man has burnt down our history, has burnt down all of that?
exactly. That's true.
So how can you say that? How can you say that we have to prove something that they have
That's
destroyed?
true. I feel
Then
you. A
how do
lot of
you
us
know
don't even
you
have that.
old then? If they the same ones gave us the information
No,
of
well,
us being,
I'm about to break something down to you.
That's not true, guys. Like
We do know
they didn't
when it
burn
it's
comes
like
all
y'all
that.
to
pick and choose
the
the truth.
Wait,
No, no,
hold
no.
on. Zay was
Yeah,
saying
yeah, they
something,
didn't.
and
They
then
didn't
D.
burn. They didn't burn all of our stuff, guys. So there's things called genealogy, right? And if
What's
you
it
don't know
say?
how genealogy works, it's not going to ancestry.com and doing a DNA test. That's not genealogy. Genealogy is going through your family tree, and they have professionals who can help you with this. There was California did a reparations task force that came up with some remedies and recommendations. They even recommended people signing up for genealogists to do their family tree. That's how you trace your ancestry back to the late 1800s, right? Because the qualification is being able to trace your ancestors, free or enslaved, to pre 1900s in the states, and that's not a hard thing to do.
Oh, okay, and that's
so
fine, and that's fine. If America want to pay for that, then that's cool. If y'all want to pay for everybody genealogy, then that's cool. But we
look,
shouldn't we shouldn't
oh,
have
they
to
do that. They
provide.
wouldn't just give it to you for free.
Exactly, and we shouldn't have to provide something because y'all was late on y'all end of the bargain. We
Listen
now
here, man.
we gotta come
America
up on
is
your
for
mishaps.
sale. America is for sale. There's land all over this continent, all over the place. If you want to build a city that's focused on people of color, come together, pull your money together, and
We've
go
already
buy the
done it.
land and build on it.
We've
They
done it
did
a
it in
lot as a
Tulsa. What
society.
I'm saying is there.
And you know
Don't
what
talk
happens every
about
time?
what the
Hold on,
solution is.
I got
Danny. You know
six
what
Get
happens
seconds.
every time we do that? You know what happens every time they do that?
Nope, we don't know because
Every
this time is up.
You do know,
No,
host.
that was the
If you know
open.
your
No,
history,
I'm
you
saying
should
open
know.
panel is over. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we're gonna get D in. Your turn. After he go, then we do another open panel now.
it's like
Y'all got to pay attention to that
remember
time.
your thought, D.
why
Go
are
ahead,
you
D.
begging the YTs for reparations?
Yeah.
I'm not begging you for nothing. I feel like this is my money and I want it now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's my money and I want it now. Um, Now don't get it twisted, brothers and sisters. I am extremely scared to get it. I don't want it right now though, because we don't have a plan. We don't have a bank. We don't have investments. We're not a voting block even. We don't even vote together. We don't even vote together. We'd have to come up with a plan that actually said if we got this money, what we would do with it. Because this is the problem. Um, People going out buying Gucci, Jordan, all that. Remember there was a skit on what was your show, the Dave Chappelle show, about the day we get reparations, and the dudes riding around with the Newport truck.
Hmm.
Stupid stuff like that would really happen for real. Because of the fact that we don't really think about what we can do with it to take care of each other. We think how we can get closer to whiteness. We think how much more stuff we can get in our house. We think about those type of things instead of, okay, what do we need as a people? And let me get rid of a misnomer before I go, because I know he only gonna give me a certain amount of time. Anyone who knows anything about the Atlantic slave trade knows one thing: we are simply like a group of people, like people at different bus stops on the way. So all black people need reparations, not just people who were born in this country, not just people who were enslaved in this country, because Jamaicans were enslaved in certain places. I mean, all over the world, people from Africa were enslaved. So it was just like I say, it's just like if we were just okay, this bus stop, that bus stop, you over here. So we should figure out a way to not just sue the United States of America. We should figure out a way to find out how the powers that be in the what is it, in West London, England, all of these different places have to come to the table together and give everyone, people of color, reparations. That's the problem.
All right, all right. Open another 3 minute open panel.
So D,
We're not just
there's
figuring out
several
nothing
things
for
to
us.
address. D. So first, there are black-owned banks, a lot of them actually. Secondly, CARICOM is working on getting reparations for the Caribbean. So each island there who may have been under rule by different nations, CARICOM is working on reparations for them as well. So Jamaicans wouldn't get reparations in the United States because they chose to come here, right? But what they
Yeah.
face in Jamaica, they would have to go to the UK, which CARICOM covers. So, and
Yeah.
the last thing is when we talk about what we're going to do with the money, that's irrelevant, right? Because if it's owed to you, it's owed to you. If you choose to go out there and blow it all on Jordans, that's entirely your right. But the fact that it's owed to you, right? So that shouldn't be a stipulation for someone receiving this something that's owed. It's like what you're going to do. That's what white people say to us, basically. Well, what are you going to do with it? It's irrelevant. Pay me my bread, bro. You
That's a
owe it.
good point. Damn, that's a good point. I
So,
never thought of
bro,
it that way. I never looked at it
Who was
like
this
that.
down? Who was this down here in the comment section? Why y'all be having all these? Oh, I'll just let anybody in y'all
What
comment.
comment?
Well, yeah, which comment in particular?
From who was this?
That called the
you
ass out.
why you looking at?
Burkon, these nuts or something. These nuts or something like that.
Yeah,
What's
Like,
we
the
got
comment? Oh,
now we got to
Well, you
oh,
enforce
already
you
our
oh
know
rules.
you
what
ain't
the
Stupid.
getting a
That's
people
no
focus
dime.
game.
on the damn
Oh,
comments
well,
anyway.
he said you ain't
Right,
getting a dime.
exactly.
Look, that go to show how distracted
Looking
we
at the
are.
comments,
We could
Oh
be
bro.
in
my
here
Forget the
talking about
god.
a
comments, bro.
serious matter. We could be
Yeah,
talking
Matter of
about
fact,
how to
let's go
move
ahead and lit up
millions of
your op
dollars.
real quick. See if he
People
going.
gonna
Yeah,
look down in the comments and be like, "What you saying down
let's see
there?"
if your op gonna
yeah, we
come
get
up here
distracted
then.
kind of
Yeah,
quick, y'all. We
forget
can't
the
we can't let
comments,
that
bro.
distract us.
But oh my bad.
Now, I have
no,
a
it's
quick
all
question,
about
and I'm gonna
distraction.
shut up. But
I'm
are
just
we
saying,
sure
we
it has to
look.
be
How
monetary,
how can we
guys?
focus on solutions when we get distracted that easily? Like,
Facts.
how
I
can
Yeah,
we?
like Dana, man. He be
Good
preach,
point. That's a good point.
boy.
That's a real
I
good
like
point.
Dana. I like that about Dana because I get mad real quick
Yeah,
That's a
but
fact.
I also
and forget about what the focus is. Forget about
Good
how
point.
to really focus on what change is instead of just getting angry for the sake of being angry.
So
Facts.
that's why I said we got bigger issues than worrying about. I'm gonna leave it alone, but we gonna wait till we
Yeah,
get to the
I
right.
mean
ultimate
I
open
hear where
panel.
you're coming from, Ho.
We gonna
I
wait till
hear
I get
you.
to the open panel, the 10-minute one.
Gosh.
I mean, I think sometimes though, like you gotta protect your energy and protect your space. You can't just let people say whatever they want. So even if like you saying it's a distraction, there has to be somebody appointed to like
So
take
I
care
had
of
to
that.
look at your picture real close. I thought you was a whole woman.
Oh damn, bro.
I
Woman,
thought
See, you
that was
get
a.
It does
distracted.
look
I
like a
thought that
woman to
was.
me, bro. That's all
I
it was
thought that
for
was.
real.
Nah, I looked like a dress whole time. I had to look up close, like what the heck? Oh, okay, now I see. It's just okay. I see now.
brother, I'm
You
six
caught
one,
me
two
off
twenty five.
guard. You caught me off guard. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, that's funny.
Anything looks feminine about that picture, my boy.
No, it's the I think the bottom part look like a dress a little
Oh,
bit
I
from this
kind of see
angle.
what
Yeah,
I
and
see
your
what you
chest is a
mean.
little
I
big.
see what you.
Yo,
Oh,
leave
she
my
said,
bro.
"Oh my
His
god."
shirt kind of
Let's
droopy
let's
because
stay
he's
on
sweating.
topic.
Yeah, I got
Oh
it.
man.
Protect your peace, King.
Yeah, my fault, bro. I ain't mean to co-sign that, but they not
But no,
wrong.
Nah, you good, you good. I don't take offense to it. I work
It's
out.
just that picture though. It's just that picture.
Yeah, it's probably the angle,
Um,
bro. Straight
no,
up.
but I wanted to speak on him like
it's
people.
over now. Yeah, I'm about to say it's over now.
Oh fuck it, man.
I know you keep picking up. So after James,
Mhm.
you see how I say his name. Then we gonna do another 3 minutes. Then we gonna get Romay. Then we gonna get that 10-minute open panel.
All right, but
Uh,
what's up, everybody? I think the
what
only
up,
kind of
man?
point I wanted to make, because I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I think I know that monetarily wise, I doubt they ever give us anything. But is there? I think the question I have for the panel for the open discussion would more so pertain to what other alternatives. I heard y'all mention about like reduction or elimination fully like property taxes and things of that nature. I think more so my thought process would be around maybe like educational not even grants, it's really just kind of the same way you do with Native Americans, but particularly like in specific fields like medicine, things of that nature. Stuff that can kind of really propel us up forward. But then on the back end, I'm like, well, shoot, we'll fix the healthcare system because what's going to happen is we're going to all become, a ton of us be doctors and things of that nature. And what they going to do? They're going to say, oh, guess what? Hey, this shit don't cost that much no more. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just that I just know, man. Whenever they give us an inch, they gonna just take a mile. And
Mhm.
it's just, I know y'all mentioned about the other countries and nations. I think that'd be the wrong way to go about it because they'll just team up. I think to use other countries as leverage to put pressure on our country would probably make a little more sense. Um, but I really kind of want to hear what y'all got to say about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute
First
me.
off, I gotta address this. Why I look like you already counting your reparations, man?
Man,
You
that's
all
my
right?
We got
partner. That's my
everybody
homeboy,
reparations.
dog.
I need a
That's a funny
loan,
picture
bro.
of one of my
Right,
partners.
man. He took. I think
I
he
need a
My
took
Money
boy
half
loan,
of
got
my
over
bro.
there
shit.
gatekeeping over
He
there.
took. Yeah, he
That's
took
why he
I
about
had to
talking
pay
like
him
half,
some
that.
shit,
man.
right? Like, hey, I already
He
got my
already
HOA.
got it already.
Nah, that's a picture. That's a funny picture of one of
I'm
my
messing
partners.
with you.
I use that
All
my
right,
boy
so y'all
Nigerian
said
wedding.
y'all ready for the open pedal. All right, let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3 minutes.
But yeah,
I mean,
now because I really do believe that it's going to take us. It's now shoot. I mean, even if, like you say, if you let people go to college for free, if you let whatever their thing is, as long as it's fair around the board, across the board, I'm down for it. As long as
here's
it's
the
not
problem.
a catch 22 type thing, I'm down for it.
And
Here's the
like
problem.
earlier, like I said, I do agree with Dana, where it's like, yeah, we also got to hit inside the household with our ideologies or the way how we raise our children and stuff. Because I mean, yeah, they can give us free education, they can give us all these other resources, but if we stay within the mindset that we're already in, we really not going to make much of a difference. But I do agree that if we do finance the education of our communities or build our communities up, and where we're able to, have financial stability to learn to also, have financial literacy, I feel like we'll be on a pattern somewhere. Because I know the host was trying to say, no, money ain't, it's like money ain't gonna do nothing, but money does play a role. But also we do need to take accountability in our households.
I
I agree
I
with that.
I think you're right, but that's something we can do like in an individual basis. Like that's something I'm gonna make sure our people do,
Right.
right? Like I'm something that you don't have to depend on the government to do. I think money is the easiest thing.
Preach.
I
Hold
think
up.
money is the easiest thing that they can give us because, 40 acres and a mule, you look at that and we can reprint money. Like the government can print money and they do it so often, right? They can print money and that gives us a financial backing,
So
right?
so
That
so
such a
enlighten me,
way.
how will we be able to put more resources in our schools or the underdeveloped schools without any
Hell,
money?
tell them we moving back to
No, no,
Africa.
no, no.
No, no, no,
Hell,
no.
tell
I
them
want to know
we moving
because
back
Well,
to
that's what the
Africa
host was keying
and see
No,
if
in.
we
they
He
see if
was
not.
they'll
trying to
fund it.
say that
well,
we can do this without any money or reparation. He said we can do this without that,
Dang, you
which
just
is
got to go far left with it.
no, no.
Why people
I'm
got to
just
do
saying. No, I
that?
want to
I
be
did not say
I'm
enlightened.
not.
any
I'm not
money at
trying to.
all.
I'm not trying to
But
argue. I'm just trying to be enlightened.
People say
How
anything to
can
win
I'm
we
that
do
saying,
argument.
this? How can we do this
Tell them we
in
moving back to
poverty
Africa and let them
areas
fund it.
So
That's
without
how
you
I do
saying
it.
money?
you could do it with zero money?
I'm
That's some
saying,
funny stuff.
I'm saying, I'm saying, Capital. You sound like a very reasonable man, right? Like you sound like you know finances. I'm saying you teach your children finances. You teach your community finances, right? Like the young children that are next to you, you pull
The
them under
ones
your
that's
wing,
around
right?
me, I
Like,
do try to.
But that's
I
like
do.
12
so,
people though.
yeah.
That's not going to help us.
Is
Him and
that
his 12
But
people that he
collective?
got in his house is
so
not
If
going
you
to
here's the
help
teach
thing,
us.
right?
12 that
Here's
learn how
yeah,
to teach
I teach
12,
12.
that learn
Yeah.
how to teach
So
12, I
I
mean that's how
exactly.
you grow. I mean
That's
that's what you
powerful,
call
right? That's
exponential growth.
Yeah, but
So
Okay.
No,
how
you
I
can we
that's
can't
get
understand
the
what you're
powerful.
saying, but
resources
you got to
without
understand what
money?
I'm
That's
saying.
my whole
So
thing.
I'm
What I'm
saying,
Okay.
saying
I'm
is,
saying,
And
I'm
it's
saying that doesn't.
Wait, can I
over.
say
I'm
something, honey?
Wow. You lucky you got the privilege up in here. Go ahead, babe.
I was just gonna say, I think it's
oh, ain't
very
that so
important.
sweet?
Hey, D. No, I was going to say that I think it's important that we teach our community how to use the resources that we already have because there are a lot
Mm.
of resources
Oops.
open to us. There really are. Literally, literacy classes, there's a bunch of them for free, even at the
Exactly.
community colleges. Like they are everywhere. You really that's the main thing you got to do is not gatekeep where to find stuff. And people need to
agreed.
get up and go ahead and go do it. Because let me tell you, these other cultures, I know for a fact the Hispanic culture, the way they move is because they know these resources. They look
Well,
them up. They find out how they can benefit from these things, and they do. They use it. It's open to everybody.
we don't
well,
have an idea of how many US grants go unused annually, right? Where you can actually go in, get government funding to build all of these projects that we're talking about right now. The problem is that we can't sit down long enough with each other to discuss it. We just
And we
can't.
don't
Our
That's
trust
minds.
each other.
that's taught. That's taught, right? Like that's
Oh
a
yeah,
taught
we don't
behavior,
trust
right?
each other.
Well,
Well,
And we're
they
talking
taught
about
us.
Spanish people can live 10 to a house, 10
Yeah,
different families to a house. Your cousin and your nephew can't come for the weekend.
because they taught us that.
true. The black community
You
don't have a
understand,
lot of
right? In
unity.
in,
I agree
in
with that.
Africa, in Africa, right? Like Africans lived in tribes, right? They taught
Hmm.
us that. They taught us colorism. They taught us to be mindful of, fearful of your neighbor. They taught us that. They divided us,
Hey,
right?
hey,
So it's
host,
gonna take.
can you amplify Zay? I want to see what because I can't really read that. If you can, while
We
they
can go
talking.
to the open panel again. I know the guy under me needs to go. It's on him right now, actually, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's about to be on him in 7 seconds. I did an unopened open panel.
Okay, my bad.
You know,
Cause it was
when
for
Mama talk,
me.
Right. All
Mama
right.
talk, you know, she is a little different than everybody else.
Yeah. So let me I'll go
Oh,
ahead and throw you on there, but go ahead. I'm just gonna throw this so everybody can see it. Then we gonna go back. So go ahead, Romeo. I
I
already
was
like what he's saying already. Anyways, haha.
I I was just saying that black people were taught this behavior, so it's gonna take effort from every black person to touch everybody that they can to retrain us to the way that brings us prosperity, right? We know that we can't depend on the government, right? Like they say that they give us promises and then they take it back, right? Like this is just
Mm,
the nature of America, right? They say, hey, we're gonna give slaves land, they take it back. They say, hey, you're free, then they make the criminal system, right? Like it's just how they are. They're gonna move that goalpost, right? So it's gonna take conversations like this, right? Which I'm so glad I stumbled upon this live, right? It's gonna take
facts.
conversations like this, and it's gonna take us teaching the future generations, right? We gotta become smarter. We gotta stop buying into America. We gotta stop trying to be included in America because they just use us and then discard us, right? They take a couple of black people, make them famous, make them rich, and say, "Hey, look, you can be like that. Play basketball. Hey, look,
Mm-hmm.
you can be like that.
Hmm.
Rap." And then they take over hip hop and make it gangster,
Yep.
right? So they make it where we're killing each other, right? And they're
Unalive.
like, "Oh, look at that
Unalive.
culture." But they did the culture, right? They took it when it was a good thing, right? Like they took rock, they took jazz, they took everything from us, right? And then they give us the scraps, and then we fight over the scraps. We're like crabs in the barrel, pulling each other down, right? But
Hold on.
conversations.
Let's revisit crabs in the barrel real quick. 30 seconds, I promise.
Open panel.
but wait,
Anyways.
what did Zay
Wait. Was he
describe?
done? Wait. Hold on.
What's
Yeah.
going on over there?
Well, I read it. I'll let Zay. Never mind.
Did Romeo finish though? That's what I was trying to see though.
Oh, I
Was
thought
you
he
I
was
wasn't.
finished? Yeah,
It's
let him
cool.
finish
It's
so he
all
can do his
right.
whole full thing. Then we do the open panel and talk about that.
Well, I just wanted to highlight that conversations like this are important. Us
Hmm.
teaching each other is important. The reason Spanish people get ahead is and actually Chinese people, other cultures, Indian people, they come as a group. They're backed by their country, right? Like we don't have that luxury to be backed by Africa, which is disheartening in itself, right? But we can make a change from each person on this panel to change each person we can touch to change each person they can touch, right? And that's how we get the ball moving, right? Like every leader we know that comes out that gets people together, they get killed. But if we do it
You
quietly,
gotta stay
we
unalive,
train
man.
unalive.
unalive. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
unalive.
It
You're
has to
right.
be a grassroots
So
movement. I got you.
yeah. So we do it. Yeah, we move quietly. We move. We move in silence. We train each other. We get to where we're going, and then we become a force, right? And then we become a unified force, right? Like, hey, we're all together, and you can't do
Hmm.
anything for us, right?
Unity,
But we
exactly.
know
You,
we we know that if we become a force too early, we get bombed, we get unalived, right? And they bring in like snitches to take us down, right? So we just have to be careful, right? And
Hmm.
but we have a lot of power, and that's why they keep coming at us, right? We have a lot
Mm.
of power and untapped potential, right? And they know that, and that's why they're fearful, and that's why they don't want to give us reparations, and that's why they give us a little bit, then take it away, and that's why we have elected officials that can stoke racism, right? Because they're afraid of us, and it's fine. I want you to be afraid of me. I'm okay with it. But I know the power I have, and I want my children to know the power they have, and I want your children to know the power they have. So when they come together, we can make a motion. And that's all I wanted to
people.
say.
Okay, can I speak? Can I speak back to the
All
crabs in the
right.
barrel theory though?
3 minute. Let's get it.
Yeah, the crab in the barrel theory. I was talking to somebody and I was like, It says something I had never heard before. I think we think of it as this one crab is trying to get to the top, and the rest are pulling him down. And somebody said, "Nah, what's really going on is this idea of the crab's trying to get out, and as he's getting out, he's stepping on all the rest of their heads and pushing, so he can push himself up to the top of the basket." And I think as people, we have to stop that. We have to stop this ivory tower mentality that says that there's only enough room up here for me and my family. It's only
I
enough room
agree.
for us.
Yep.
If we move into the neighborhood, we can't send you a land grant. We can't co-sign for you alone, because then the white people over here, they're not gonna let 3 families move in. They'll just let me and my family move in.
Yeah, I think that the
I
biggest
agree.
thing to take away from the crab
We
in
can't
barrel
even move into
mentality
the
is
same
that
neighborhoods. We can't even move into the same neighborhoods. One, because we can't even live together. If you look at the Hispanic community, they got auntie, grandma, cousin, uncle. They all
Mhm.
Yep.
live in one bedroom. Look, they spread
Yeah.
$2,000 in rent across the table. Right, everybody's
Yep.
able to add up.
I live in
can I
my
get
house in
this
South
point out,
Texas in
guys?
Edinburgh.
Can I get this point out real quick without belaboring the point real quick? So the crab is in a barrel mentality, like the whole construct of crabs
Always
in
getting
the
cut
barrel.
off. Damn it.
Listen,
Crabs,
man.
that's not their natural habitat, right? So the reason why they're competing to get out, one, they've been captured and put into an environment that's not their own. So of
Oh, okay,
course
I got you.
they're gonna operate out of their normal way of operating, because in the wilderness, crabs help each other. If you haven't noticed, how they operate.
So you saying we got to go back to Africa?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that
No,
we.
Oh,
I'm
I say
saying
tell them we want to go back to Africa and let them
I'm
fund it.
saying I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm
That's what I say. I say tell them we want. I mean, they don't want us here. Tell them we want to go back
Bro,
to
we
saying.
had
Africa. Let them
African
fund it.
countries
Okay,
help
D,
so
put us over
this
here,
is
bro.
can I talk
So
about this real quick, guys? Because we're gonna go somewhere else. So I just
I'm
want to
sorry.
get back.
Can I just tell D, we went to Africa. That was called Liberia. So a bunch of slaves, when they were free, they
I
went to
know about
Africa,
that, sir. I'm
right?
not
But the
stupid.
United States government infiltrated that. They broke the economy, right? So like, I'm glad you know that Liberia was where the slaves are.
Yeah.
So when we go there, we have to be if
You got
we're
20
all
seconds.
aboard and going to Africa, I'm fine with it. You just have to be more strategic than our predecessors were.
No, I'm just saying. No, I didn't say go. I no. I told them. I set them up and tell them that we're planning a trip.
Hey,
And see
Kev,
if they'll send it.
Can I get a couple of minutes just to go over this real quick?
All right.
Because yeah. So what I'm showing here is the California reparations report. It was a task force that was enacted a couple of years ago. You can see that this came out in 2023. Right? This came out in 2023.
Hold up, I got you.
So in this report, so all the things that we're talking about, right? So what it does is it breaks down everything that's happened to black people, right? Enslavement, racial terror, political disenfranchisement, housing segregation, separate and unequal education, racism and
the government
environment,
wrote it out. Yeah.
pathologizing the African American family, control over creative and cultural and intellectual life, stolen labor, hindered opportunities. There's multiple chapters here, right?
Oh shit, man.
What it also does, it addresses policies for each one of these. So when you guys were talking about, does it have to be monetary alone? No, it wouldn't be monetary alone. Reparations has 5 pillars or 5 tenets, right?
Okay.
Compensation is
Give
only
me.
one of those five.
Let's do a quick a quick synopsis.
Wait, D, can you
This hap-
please
this
just
this
let
ha-
him
yeah, this
finish?
happens too often, guys. If you know this information, please cut me off to tell me you know it already. But if not,
No, no, no. Please continue.
let me just get it out real quick and then we can discuss it, right? So it talks about policies for each one. Policies in addressing enslavement, policies addressing racial terror, policies addressing disenfranchisement. Every single thing that I listed as far as it being an issue, there's policies addressing all of it, even the wealth gap, right? So if we look at all this, it even talks about who's eligible, right? So all the things that we're talking about right now, what it should consist of, the report, the research has been done already. On top of all of that, any additional suggestions and this is just from California, right? California did a beautiful thing of doing 2 things, right? First, they did it for California directly, and I'm showing it on the screen right now. First, they did it for California directly, but in this same report, they also did a national report as well, right? So these things that apply to California would also apply nationally, because all of these things that California talked about, if I can just get to it really quickly here, So if you see enslavement, the first thing it shows is nationally, and then it talks about California, right? So the research has been done already. Any additional ideas or what have you, it's not limited to this. It should always be an and, not an or, right? So all of this that they said in California Reparations Task Force and anything else, because there's no monetary number you can put on what we deserve because of what we've been
That's
doing.
right.
That's
That's
right.
right. 40 acres and a mule was back in the freaking 1800s. So God knows what we owe you now.
All right, so let me get
This is the
on.
crazy thing
Yo,
about
thanks for
reparations
that.
that
Thanks
nobody
for
talks
that,
about.
Zay.
Yeah, let me get Alberto in, then we can do our 10-minute open panel after that.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, so we're in the same boat. I'm actually Mexican American, and my parents were both born in Mexico. Or actually, my dad was born in Mexico, and my mom was born in America. But we have reparations coming from Spain. I have a cousin who's a chiropractor in San Antonio who actually went to Spain and was trying to collect reparations or got dual citizen or well he has Mexican citizenship and he's got American citizenship, so he's got a triple citizenship with Spain as well. However, you do need to spend time there and kind of fight the government or kind of do all the paperwork and stuff. But I'm actually what's a Mexican Indian, right? You got American Indians. Well, I'm a Mexican Indian. So it's I understand what you guys are going through. We go through the same thing, through with the Spanish government. So I understand.
All right.
Look, now Alberto, we can go and make our millions work because you understand us, bro. I appreciate that. I'm just
Yes,
fucking
sir,
with
and I respect it. The Liberia thing, I didn't know. I honestly didn't, but now it explains why Trump's comment about his English was kind of hilarious because there were Americans that were in Liberia. I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard. Sorry, you were cut off.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to hear the whole, but I didn't know that.
yeah. He apparently didn't know that neither. That's really great. But I'm glad you were able to learn that.
10 minutes, y'all gonna waste it like that? Okay.
Dang.
I mean, we were cutting people off. Now I'm giving opportunities, so I'm not gonna really try to speak over anybody.
Nah, they want to be quiet. Them little 3 minute ones, they was cutting each other off,
Yeah,
doing
I
all
mean,
I
that.
didn't know.
respectfully, but you
No,
didn't
first
Mariah
of
know.
did
all,
not like that very much.
I did.
Hey,
I
that's how it is. That's how it is for the BLK community. You know what I'm saying? They can't do nothing when they have the time allotted. They got to wait to the
Oh,
last.
that
Oh,
boy Dana deep
damn.
boy. I mess with Dana.
Hey,
I
that was
mean,
no, but I didn't know
we're
that stuff was written down. Those chapters. That is
I see
crazy,
why he
guys.
get cut off.
Trying to rewrite that. That's already written. I had never even heard of that. I'm glad he showed the website. That's really neat.
we we don't need to fight ourselves. Everybody else fighting us.
That's absolutely right, man.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna end this 10 minute thing because I know Sean gonna say something interesting. We do the 10 minute after Sean go. What up, Sean? What up, man?
What
Hey,
up, man? What
Sean.
what we on? What's up?
BBL
What up?
Sean.
Oh
BBL.
man,
Hey
they
man,
done
I think I
messed
took
up.
over. Hey, I learned I seen Kale when I first came on this app. He was just being a terror on these goddamn panels, and I learned the goddamn blueprint now, and I can't put it back down.
I ain't gonna
What it
lie, I
say,
do
race?
every now and then I might sneak my nose in the divest the crew or something like that. It do feel fun sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, just to get my face out these. I think it's a strategy too, you know what I'm saying? That way people know you all around, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
All right, what we on?
Why are we begging for YT's reparations?
Why
I
are
mean,
we
I
begging
said it
for
all wrong.
YT's reparation? Why are we begging YT people for reparations?
Yes, yeah, I said it all wrong.
Like, why are we begging them for? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Man, man, this gonna sound a little throw it off, but hey, man, it's me. Uh, I think we got at some form of reparation through affirmative
Ooh.
action. If that's just my opinion of it.
And stick your
Shit,
chest
I
out, cause you
definitely think
know
we can do reparations.
this where we agree
It's
on
fine.
stuff like that. So do it. I need you to go shine
Yeah.
mode. Let's go.
Hey, I mean, we getting a form of reparation. Hey, we live in a time where at one point YT people used to call us the N word and get away with it, right? Nothing could happen to them. We live in a time now that a YT person could say something racist and they'll lose their damn job and career. Man, that's reparations. Shit, man, we on top at this point. Shit, I damn near think we got several different forms of reparation, and I don't think reparation would be beneficial if we still have the mindset that we have, because all we're gonna do is put it right back in their goddamn hands. So what would be the point of it?
I knew Sean was gonna say something deep.
Oh, get him
Yeah,
in a
but
clip. Get him
I
in a clip.
Oh yeah,
Were,
that's
were
facts.
you
That's
I,
done,
fact.
Sean?
I feel like
Talking about
Were you,
give him
I
a
feel
slap.
like we
I
just
agree with it.
hold on,
Just
but
I feel
perform.
like
Sean,
we
were you
just
done?
talked about this. I
Sean,
feel like we just talked about it. If somebody owes me my money, I might spend it with them, but they owe me my money. So give me my money,
What,
right?
Sean?
Like you
Hold
can't
on.
give me money and then
You say okay, let's go with your money, right? Let's go with your money.
Oh, hell
Uh,
no.
you have to show proof. Like what did you do physically? That I think the people who went through that deserve that money. I don't think we deserve it. I
Mm,
damn near think that the
yeah.
freedom we have
I
now,
don't even gotta
we
talk
don't.
no more. I knew Sean was going up
Yeah,
saying it though,
I,
so
I,
I'm
Wait a
good.
minute. Wait a
So
minute,
I
so
don't,
this
Sean.
my
I don't think.
Sean.
thing. This my
Hold
thing.
on,
Y'all
hold
don't
on. I don't
understand
think that
long
we
term
deserve
cause
the.
and effect.
Yeah,
Now
Hold
let
on.
definitely.
Sean
And
I
finish,
don't
man.
think
He
we
about
just.
to cook on y'all real
Yeah,
quick.
I don't think.
nah,
I,
go ahead,
I,
Sean.
I personally don't think. That we deserve the freedom that we have. I think that they deserve it. I feel like we don't appreciate
Mm,
the shit that they done for us to get this freedom. We damn near they gave us the torch and we have not even traveled more than 20 miles they got damn torch for 60 to 70
mm.
years.
Yo, but
So
Sean, let me
to
You
me,
intercept
know
they
right
why,
laid out
Sean?
the
there.
foundation.
Wait, let me
Hold on,
intercept
they
just
laid out
right there.
the foundation. I can't hear nothing. Somebody was talking.
Sean, every time we have
Hey, he
like
making me
some motion,
proud.
right? Every time we have some motion, it's disrupted, right? Like it's not coincidental that Malcolm X became unalive, that Martin Luther became unalive, that Black Wall Street was demolished. That's not a thing that just happened, right? Like it didn't it was planned, right? Like anytime we get traction, right?
But
It's
you
stopped,
proving
it's
my
halted.
point. You still you
Yeah.
proving right. Thank you. You just proved the point again. You don't even know it. Okay.
No, no.
Here's the
So
difference.
it's a taught behavior to be fearful. This is what I was preaching before you got on. It's a taught behavior to be fearful. It's a taught behavior to try and include us into the society that doesn't want us. Right? It's taught. Right. So what we have to do is be more strategic and teach our children, teach our children's children, right? And the people that went through that, they went through it for me. They went through it for you.
Right,
They didn't go. They might have went through it for themselves because they felt like this liberty. But most people fight for their children, right? And they fight harder for their children, and they fight for the rights for their children, right?
right.
Like anything I do, it's for my daughter, right? Like you, I'll be damned if someone calls my daughter the N word, right? Off with their head, right? And I will fight for that,
But
right? So I
mate,
will push harder.
So real quick,
I,
guys.
but
I will push harder
So
for them
so
than I would
what
for myself.
I'm showing here is this is so
Dang, Sean made him pull out another graft on us.
yeah. I'm deep in the research on this, guys. So when we talk about reparations, people may not understand how it actually works, right? So reparations says that for example, this is the reparations for Guam. Guam received reparations from the United States because it's a U.S. territory, right? And they received it because of World War II. So it says that World War II victims and survivors of compensation and descendants, right? So it's the descendants of the people that were harmed.
right,
So if reparations works where the people that were harmed and their descendants get compensated,
exactly.
that
Yeah,
same
because they get all affected. It's
if I
trickle
could get this
down.
point, if I can get this
Right.
point, guys,
I'm sorry.
that would be great. So if they believe in it, and that's part of reparations, just like for the Twin Towers going down for that event, right? Reparations fund goes towards their descendants, right? So you can't get up here and say, "Well, you didn't go through it, so you don't deserve it." That's not how
Thank
reparations
you.
works.
Thank you.
Last thing, another example will be Rosewood. Rosewood, their descendants as well receive reparations. So when people get up here and say, "Well, you didn't go through it," that's a white person's talking point.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Do a
Yep.
little bit,
Here we go. I was waiting
No,
for
that's
somebody to
real.
say that.
That's real
just
stuff.
do a little bit
And
more
then
research.
also
I
Just
was
do a
the
waiting
little
for
bit
that.
land.
No, no, no.
more.
Wait.
I'm landing right
Also
here.
the land that
All
was
right, Zay. All right, Zay.
I'm landing right here. Just do a little bit more research on this subject matter before you have a strong opinion on it. That's all I ask.
Yeah. But I mean, with all that research, what you doing
Wait,
about it?
wait, yo, host, can I just please capitalize on Sean real
I
quick?
was part of the testimony group for the California reparations. I
Okay,
attended
how
it.
that's going?
But even
You just asked
yo,
what I was doing, and now that I
I
tell
said
you
how that. I
what I
said
was
how that's
doing.
going.
Well,
what
if we're being honest, people who thought it should go to everybody who looks just like us stood in the way. That's what happened.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
Yo,
that's
it's on the
but
side right now.
I completely what
that's
So
Zay
it
is
do sound
saying.
it do sound like we got a deeper issue than this reparation thing. So that's what it
Yeah,
sounds
no,
like.
yes,
oh
it's
my gosh, bro. It is a deeper issue, but you can't sit there and say, like, I can work hard right now, get all my money, right? And I have a child or I know I have grandchildren. I'm gonna want that money that I've earned or I struggle to get to go down to them. So just like Zay said, you're a descendant of somebody who went through a struggle and your descendant, you can't speak for your descendant. How can you sit there and make it seem like our descendants wouldn't want us to benefit off of what they fought for? So if reparations is what they fought for, but they didn't get it, you better sure hell think that we gonna fight for that shit and that we gonna demand it because
Isn't
we
you
are
speaking for
descendants
them?
of freaking slaves and what they went through. So you can't sit there and be like, oh well, we ain't go through it, so we don't deserve none of that, no reparations because we didn't go through the struggle. We
well,
go through
Hey,
minor
Sean told him
struggles.
up with that.
I'm just
yeah.
saying we
I
go
just
through minor
it's
struggles. We don't go through
it's
the
it's
full
And
struggle,
keep in
but
mind,
it ain't that we don't
some
deserve it.
people did receive
it might not
land.
be.
It's the
Some people
family is
Yeah.
part of the
did
collateral
receive
damage.
Hold up,
land
y'all. I think
taken
Faith
back
trying to
from
squeeze
them.
in, but she got that one bar. Faith, you
Oh,
got
can you
to
hear me?
switch your bars up, man.
I,
Yeah, I can hear you, but you only got one bar.
I don't think that it's minor the stuff we go through. I think it's more covert, right? I think it's smarter. I think it's more subtle, right? But Sean's mind state
Right.
and his thought process is kind of problematic, and that's the kind of thing we gotta discover and we gotta talk about. Like, why
Oh,
do you
y'all
feel
not.
like
If
that?
y'all mad at Sean, y'all gonna be mad at me because I ain't get to say anything.
No. I'm not mad, but this is where we need to really
No,
dig deep and kind of
but
figure out where that comes from. Why would you feel like that? Like,
well,
why
because
do
he's got the mentality of like I'm gonna do it myself, right? So he's got this mentality that
Mm-mm-mm.
it's me. It does the buck stops here, right? There's some
Sean
people who are
started a
like that.
fire and dropped.
no. Yeah, so yeah, he did. So okay, so if you started and you have a child, right? You want your child to be like, you fix it, you do it on your own, or you're gonna be like, this is how far I worked, right? And this is where I want you to go, right? I want you to stand on my shoulders, right? I want to build generational wealth, and that's what home owning was for a lot of them, right? It was generational wealth. They passed that money down. The houses appreciated and they gained more money, but we weren't allowed to do that.
Mhm. All
think
right,
I
so let
think
me
it's nice. Oh,
go
sorry,
back,
honey.
and then I'm gonna give
No,
Faith in after that.
I was just saying, I think it's nice. You get what I'm saying? It's a wonderful privilege to have, but I think some people are just so dependent on it mentally that it's keeping them stagnant. They're
Yeah,
like,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
I
So
I can
deserve
agree.
reparations. You
I
get what
think
I'm
that's a
saying?
point that Sean was trying to make.
right, right.
I mean, I do
But let
feel
me
like
get
you can feel like you deserve it, but also we still got a lot of work to do because they're not going to give us anything, right? Like,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
yeah. Well, as soon as okay, I'm actually after Faith go. I'm gonna actually start my thoughts on that too. 'Cause it's almost close to what Sean said though. I guess I finished the fire up. All right, go ahead, Faith. Go ahead.
Hopefully my connection is better now. But
Yeah,
yeah, like the land. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. Um, I do think like the victim mindset is a problem, but I do still think people should get their reparations. Like, I'm not a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade. I'm Nigerian, but I definitely think that Black Americans should get their reparations. Every other group got theirs, and some people were awarded land, and they took it back. So I don't think that that's from then on, a lot of these communities, once they got their reparations, they were able to build on. So, or or I would say, whenever, hello,
We can hear you.
yeah,
We're
We
not.
here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah, you
yeah,
keep
but
Yes, everybody's muted.
faith.
Okay. Yeah, my mom is American, but my dad's Nigerian. So, I don't think that it should just be like oh, whatever, like we should just move on from here. Like no, like every other group that went through oppression got theirs. And I would say African Americans went through way more than all those other groups. So, I won't say more, but I don't want to do the oppression Olympics, but yeah.
No, yeah, that's why I knew that was gonna come. That's why I got that last topic like that. But we'll get to that. All right, so let me say my point of view then. How I look at it. Yeah, it's worse than Shine though. But I say I get it though. But overall, I do believe. I believe the people that was owed it already is not on this face of earth. It was very long ago when that. It was a long time ago. I'm gonna put it that way. So the people that deserved it or whatever this word that y'all be coming with. I don't. I think it's a wrap. Us still waiting and holding our breath for this thing and talking about we entitled to. We'll be in the grave before they even think about anything. So why even keep on worrying about this so-called reparation? We got so many opportunities right now to make better, but we choose not to do nothing. I think the best bet was what Rachel said is that if we can get, and I can see that, right? If we can get some form of type of free therapy or something like that, or something that help our mindsets and all that stuff, yeah, that'd be a perfect thing that for a reparation. I can at least say that could be what's owed to uh it's just to get the right one. You know how you trying to whoop a child and you like, all right, I don't know which one it is, but I'm whoop both of y'all to make sure it's the right one. That'd be bold though. But it's something like that, right? So it's like you might as well give it to all black people, right? Even though the ones that might be slaves or not, right? So that I think that would be the best bet. But this you talking about getting money and all this other stuff. We already seen what people did with the stimmy checks. That didn't even last. People done made, like I said, somebody said earlier that it's the mindset. With this mindset, nobody is deserving of anything. You know what I'm saying? We got, like I said, it's bigger issues we have to deal with, and everybody that's talking about they deserve it. Y'all won't even be on this face of earth before it even come if they did decide to give us anything. So me myself, that's why I put begging in a way. It's like, dang, we got this begging mindset. Every time something don't go our way, I need you, YT person, please help us. I need you to stop doing this. I want us to, like, even I found the BLK matter thing, right? I found that just silly because it's like it's obvious it don't matter to the ones that's taking us out. Why would we sit there and tell BLK matter? And if it mattered, they wouldn't have did it. That ain't make no sense. So stuff like that, we be just chanting this crying stuff or whatever it is, and then like I said, we got way bigger issues. We taking our own selves out. That's why I can't even take a lot of us serious, low key. I really just can't. So
Okay.
I think like I said, yeah, I already know, but I said I believe that we got other things we need to worry about in this reparation thing. Yes, it's a wrap on all. I don't think none of us. We need to start something new. We gotta stop holding our breath and waiting on these YT people for this reparation thing. I don't care if the other people got it or not. That's that competitive thing. Well, if they got it, we need it too, or something like that. Whatever. What we gonna
That's
do?
but
Like my thing is, nobody still is having
Hey, I
to
got
at this
next.
moment. How is it? Yeah.
so when it talk.
Oh yeah. I'll let y'all cook. That's why I knew y'all was gonna get y'all because I said
Nah,
I'm gonna
go
go
ahead. No, I'm
last.
I'm
I was
listening to
gonna
you. I
I
was
was
just
gonna
telling
go
bro I
last
got
because I
next.
knew
I'm
y'all was
listening
gonna
to you
be.
though.
But I'll make sure I stir the pot for real
Reparations.
though because the thing is like
Reparations.
no, the thing is for real, like real talk. Yeah, we need to I feel like we gotta erase that out of our mind. We so stuck on it. That's why we ain't moving nowhere forward or nothing. That's why my man's doing 100 dang on what's that? All this research for I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not about to make the YT guy all of a sudden come out of nowhere. You know what? You did enough research. I'm gonna go ahead and pay you out. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
asked him. That's why I asked him how's that going? Like all these things you're doing, how is it helping all of us move forward? Or is it all of
So
us that really need to move forward? Like, is it really our people? You know what I'm saying?
What
Because
if
we
what if
already know
Hey, hold on, Romeo. I got next.
in our own culture. I mean, or
I just want
so-called
to ask
culture,
a
because I
question.
because I don't believe that we a monolith either. Y'all got this monolith mindset. I don't believe we a monolith either. So it's like we gotta find our people, get with those people, and try to build with those people instead of keep waiting on this YT man to give us our so-called money that we supposed to be owed or whatever. All right, I'm done, y'all.
Hey, look.
Okay,
Before
keep in mind
hold
everything
on.
that you said we
I got
did,
next. Hold
we
on, Faye.
have
Hold on,
done. We
Faye. Because
had
I really
Black
want
Wall
to break
Street.
it down to him why he think like this, why his mindset is like this whole
Because
time.
they taught him to think
Because
like
it's,
that.
it's
They taught him
exactly,
to, yeah.
exactly. And I really want him to. I'm gonna. I'm gonna put it in a point of view where he can see it real quick, bro. You know what you sound like? This whole situation sound like.
Yeah.
Bro said before they give it to us, we'll all be gone. Bro, I really wouldn't care, to be real with you. It's fighting, it's just like my people back in the day fighting to vote. Let me tell you right now, I don't think voting matters at all. I don't think my vote matters one bit. But guess what? I go vote because my people died for it, because my people fought for it. That's why I go vote.
And they might
Mm,
not have gotten a vote, right? But they still fought for it.
Exactly. They
that's
might not
nice.
have gotten their vote, but guess what? They fought and died for me to get a
I
chance to
just
vote. That's why I vote to this day. And I really want to. It's been so many
That's
black
good.
men like you in the past. I just really, and I don't
yeah,
blame your mindset at all, because it's gonna be people like that. So I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
it's
proud
gonna
of
be.
my
It's
mindset though.
always
So
been.
yeah,
I'm about to finish up real quick. It's always been the black man who always been like, all right, let's just take this whooping. Let's just take
yeah,
this whooping, y'all. Let's just, hey,
yep.
everybody, let's just take this whooping.
huh?
It'll get
It's
better.
it's
Yep.
always it's always been that black man. You
Yeah,
feel
and
me?
that's
And
I like
it's
that.
not
That
your
would
fault.
that
It's
that
not your
that,
fault
that
at
that's
all,
the
though.
that's the
I
plantation
like that though
mindset.
because at the end of the day, I'm not on this thing crying though. That's the difference. So
Yeah.
y'all kiss the white T man butt all the rest of y'all life. I'm not.
It's,
So I would rather have a
you,
different mindset than what y'all get. You know what I'm saying? So
And
Let me
I'm
put
I'm
let me
I'm
put
I'm
I
gonna
hold
go
love
I'm
the way
on,
gonna
I
hold
go
think.
on.
down
Hey,
Look,
swinging.
if a white T
How is
man
that
made me
gonna
think
keep a
this way,
white
then
man's
I
butt
love that
though?
white T man
How is
because
that
I'm
gonna
hold
not
keep
on,
a
kissing
hold
their
white
on,
butt.
man's butt?
hold
Y'all the
on. Let
ones
me answer
waiting on
this
their money.
question real
I'm
That's
quick.
not.
not kissing a white man's
That's
butt.
the big difference for
That's
me.
that's
So
actually doing the
I keep this
opposite.
mindset.
Nah,
It's
and
actually
ain't nothing wrong with your mindset, well, because that's how you gonna think. But let me tell you, it's the
Yep, yep.
opposite. It's the opposite because you really bowing down to the white man by saying, hey, you know what? Forget about what you owe my people. That's what you saying. You saying forget
Random.
about what y'all
Hey
owe my
random.
people.
Hey
My
random.
whole
Can I
life
ask you
ain't
a quick
based off these
question?
YT people. That's
Let
your
me
life,
ask you
not
a quick
me.
question, hey random. Random. Look, all that voting you done in your particular district, how many people you that look like you, each circuit have you voted into a seat of power so that you can vote more people that look like you
Hey,
into
look,
seats of
look,
power?
Walt, and I just broke this down. I just said this. I don't believe my vote matters one bit. Did me
But it
personally. I
does.
don't look. This is what I'm telling you about me though. You think it do, but in my opinion, it absolutely don't. But I go vote because my people died for this, not because I think my vote matters or not. It don't
You
matter
have
about
to
me
run
at
a
this point.
live. You're on
just
TikTok.
I'm sorry. Just so you guys know, there were states that voted into like legislation a lot of black leaders. And you know what happened when they had a lot of black leaders? Things were getting progressively better. And then the white tea came and off with their heads. Just so you guys know,
But it
like
doesn't matter as long as you have your funnel full of ready to go candidates. You can always have a replacement. So you can't just have this victim mentality like, oh, well, they cut off our
this
heads,
no
so
no
we
no. I'm just
done.
saying this.
Nah.
I'm not saying this it's
Stop
I'm
thinking
not
like
trying to
me,
be
man. You sound like the YT man done did it.
Hey, but
I'm not
yeah,
trying well, listen, I'm
You know,
not trying
anybody
to
think
say
different from them is a YT man
Yeah,
constructed. That's some funny
but
stuff.
but
I'm just
but but
I'm just
also,
saying can I
Just
get
because
this
I don't
point
want
out
to
real
feel
quick?
like I'm a slave.
Can I
That
get
don't
this
make
point out real
sense.
quick?
Go ahead,
Can I get
man.
this point out real quick?
Go ahead, man.
I'm just saying that things that we have done have been stopped, right? And I want you guys to understand, and I think you're right. We need to have backup plans ready. We need to have people in place who is ready to take the mantle. But just so you know, our people, it's not like our people were just victims. It's not like they're just like, oh, so I'm just gonna stop. They fought and they fought and they fought and they became more strategic and they planted
hmm
people in and they took us out, right? So this is why I'm saying a quiet movement until we're ready to go is better, right? Because like if you make a big deal about it, you might not be here, and the people you could have touched are gonna be the ones that lose that, right? Like so, that's my whole thing, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're wrong. I love that we are having this discussion. I don't think I don't think it's I don't think it's a problem to have a mind state. Hey, I'm gonna make it happen. I think that's actually a great mind state. But I think what alienates us is we're fighting for different things,
Yep.
right? And it's great. You don't want to depend on that. I don't want to depend on that. But
Exactly. Let me
I
know
want
how
everything.
successful y'all stuff been going though. I want
But
to know. Like,
but
that's
I
what I
want
want to know.
everything. I want everything I'm owed, right? And if I don't get it, I want my daughter to get it. And if my daughter doesn't get it, I want her daughter to get it or
Yeah.
her son to get it. So,
yeah,
How's
but
that
I'm
going?
not, but
yo,
I'm not going to
but
stop
can we
teaching.
Kev, can
I'm
I
not
ask you a
gonna
quick
stop
question,
teaching
Kev?
my
Not real
daughter
quick, and I
everything.
gotta address one person
I'm
because y'all
not.
add more and more. I don't like when people just talk and not really. I actually like going. I'm a solution based. Oh yeah, that's my mindset. My bad, y'all. But
Mhm.
solution based, right? So let me know where have you went. How old are you, by the way? Anyways, how long you been into this stuff, or y'all just like rambling on the online about this stuff and then act like y'all doing work?
I'm 35.
All right, so okay, what you said, all this stuff that you say that you know about, how are you making an impact to these people, or to the people that you like? How you spreading the word, and how you
I
making it happen?
just so you know, I volunteer. Right. I was a
Because
camp
I can tell you
counselor.
what I'm doing.
I
That's
was
the
a camp.
difference.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you're doing something, and that's you just asked me something, right? So I was
Go
a
ahead.
camp counselor. I volunteered. I take black kids under my wing. I'm a manager at CBS, right? And my supervisor's son. I take him. I play basketball with him. I make connections with him, right? And that's the things I'm trying to do to empower him, to teach him every bit of knowledge I have. I just have my daughter's 6 months old, right? I'm going to teach her everything I can, right? And every time I see a black kid or a kid that looks like me, I take them under my wing, right? I try to give them leeway. I try to show them grace. I try to, hey man, watch yourself. Like, I try to protect them as much as I can, right? And that's what I want. That's what I want from everybody. Just teach one, take one, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
this way we'll move.
So,
Appreciate you, Dana, for hitting that goal. Alberta, you was number two, and then my baby was number three. Appreciate y'all.
Hey,
All
Kev,
right.
look,
Yeah.
Kev, would
that's what
you,
it's all
Kev,
about,
would
man.
you,
And look,
can I ask
people come
Kev,
up
can
on
I
the
ask Kev a
panel,
question?
they won't even tap the screen and share it and do nothing. They have a great
Yeah.
conversation, but they won't give you a penny. See,
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
part
That's
of the
because I don't. We don't got
problem.
the same mindset, and that's what
Yeah,
separates us, right?
but we if we not investing in one another and trying to
Hey, but
help
look,
each other get to the next
the
level.
difference is even when somebody think different, I can still have a love for somebody and still share it to them. That's the
Absolutely.
difference. You
Yeah.
with some of us, we like, hey, if you don't think like you why we always got to go there? That's one thing I never liked about it, and we gonna stay separated. I'll keep that way because my thing is don't be using that to shut me up. I don't care, but I appreciate you, my bro. I
Thanks,
appreciate you.
thanks.
But no. The thing is though, is that we gotta stop with this just because people think different. Maybe we have two different routes, right? Both routes can work depending on how you go at. We can't act like that and automatically say that. Well, a YT person gave you this mindset. That's what piss each other off and what separates and creates wars. Because no,
I
you
agree.
constructed your mind a certain way. Everybody constructed their mind a certain way, and they also giving or contributing or to society in some type of way, or some people are, or some people are just selfish and care about their own. That's what the main thing is, though. But my
I
thing is, let's stop doing that because I you don't see me doing that to none of y'all. Don't do that because somebody think different from y'all and just say, well, that's what the constructive mind. Because I can really go deep. I can really go deep about that, but I choose not to because it's not a pride war. I'm not going off pride. It's not about who's better than what or whatever. It's just about can we both find a way for us to escape certain things? Because like I could also mention that the mindset that y'all telling me to stay away from is also creating this it's creating this victim mindset also that it's getting so bad that people not doing anything else. So it's good that y'all not stuck on that, but that's why I said it's deeper issues we have to teach before it gets to, and we can agree to disagree to that. But as long as you keep teaching that, because
no,
I've been hearing about slavery and all this other stuff since I was a little kid, nobody have did anything but about it but cry. That's all they did. They're not doing anything else. They're not
No, that's not
contributing.
true, bro.
They're drinking
What?
more. How do
That's
you know? How do you know? I could look on his
since
own live
since
right now and
slavery.
show
Wait, wait.
show many
Since
people.
slavery, we have
Bro,
done
that's not
nothing. Is
true.
that what you just said?
That's
Since
not true.
slavery.
So what your family doing
No,
now? Right
he
now?
said since he was
No,
a little boy. That's what he said.
Guys, can
so
I comment?
here's the thing, right?
Can I
You
comment
can
from
think
a, can
no,
I
differently.
no. Real
comment?
quick, I want to. No,
You
I
you
gotta check one thing at one time. So, Capital, how you saying
Wait.
that's not? What's not true?
What's not true is you saying that there's nobody in the black community since you've been learning about slavery or hearing about it to do anything to help progress our communities without even blaming the white man and trying to actually go out and do
Did I
something
say
about it.
that?
You said
You kind of
That's what you
technically
just
did.
said, Whoa.
you said you do nothing but cry. Is what he said.
yeah.
I,
That was his.
I said yeah. I said I'm talking about the
Well,
majority, right?
when I hear people say
Majority of
cry,
people, if you go online
that's
right
like
now.
all
Hmm?
right. When
Hey,
you hear people
this is
No,
Okay,
I
exa-
mean,
let
okay,
him
okay.
hold on,
clarify.
hold
Let
on,
him
hold on. Let me
clarify.
tell you what he
So
said
since you
though.
say no,
Let
since
Let me
you
him
tell you
say
what he
let
said.
him
This is
tell
exact
let
words. He
him
just
tell
said,
what he said. Let him
"Hey, nah, hold on. I'm
clarify.
gonna tell you what he just."
Go
my
ahead, Kev.
gosh,
Bro just said,
Oh my God. Please respect the host. Go ahead, Kev.
yeah, I don't know what's going on though, but I'm gonna let him go too next though. We gonna address. Okay, So the thing is, like, until you show me that people are more selfless than selfish nowadays, then we can get somewhere though. I want to see that though, because I don't think as many people doing what I'm doing or doing what anything to contribute to society to help people out. Majority of people, if you even look on this app right now, the reason why this room is not banging right now is because I'm a solution based room, right? Because I'm telling people to do something, or I'm holding people accountable, or telling them what we doing with something instead of asking somebody else. Right? That's why the room's so small. But let it be a room that's crying about, "Wait, man, we need this and all this other stuff." We'll be at 1,000 people in this thing. So I can prove to y'all that majority of the time people is crying more than solution based than more than anything. So I don't know how you saying I'm wrong when it's proof all around this world that people do more crying than
Okay, so now
anything.
that you clarify yourself and say that you believe the majority or there's a minority that's actually doing something versus the majority, then that's a
Yes.
different argument than with itself. Then I can sit there and possibly agree with you on that. But I thought you were saying in the stance of there is nobody doing anything in the
I
community
didn't
but
say nobody.
crying.
I'm not gonna say that. I didn't say nobody. No. I said majority. Since I've been young of hearing about the same thing, nobody has. Well, majority. I'm gonna say majority. I might have said nobody then, but I mean it like majority of the time you don't hear people or trying to do anything. Like it's rare that you'll see somebody like, all right, we can escape this or
I
whatever.
got you.
But let me go. All right,
I
let me go
got you
for
on that.
for
Then we
sure, for
we
sure,
good.
for sure, for sure, for
So
sure.
I mean,
Yeah. So
I
let me
think
get no. Aaron was next. Aaron next. Then
Hey,
you. Then
yeah.
you.
Hey, and I just quickly wanted to say that's what I was trying to clear up, Miss Rachel, before you muted me. I was saying exactly what he
And
said,
she
which is
can. Hey,
what
look,
Yeah,
look. She. Hold on, real quick. She can do
look,
it.
look,
which is what he.
but
Hey, hold on,
I'm
let me
not.
finish, Shawty. Let me finish, Shawty.
Uh,
That which is
No, no.
exactly
Hold
what
on.
he just said.
Hold up. The thing is, no.
yeah,
If she mute you,
it's
she the
for a
co-host. She the
reason. I'm
co-host,
the
so she could stop. Go ahead, man. What you got?
Yeah, so Aran, do you notice how he also said what you said, but he got to clarify it in his own words and then you didn't have to do it? Yeah, it's better if he does it in his own words.
Shawty. He said, Capital said, did he say that? You said no, he didn't say that. I said yes, he
N-
did, and I was gonna
I
say exactly
said
what he just said.
no.
What are you talking about?
Capital asked, did he say since slavery? And I said no, he said since he was born.
but
He
random,
said
what you're
Since he
saying
slavery.
was
is right.
young, since he was young.
Let
I
him
knew that's what he
clarify.
meant. I knew that's
Kev,
what
let
he
Yeah,
me
meant.
ask.
it doesn't matter. The whole point is there's a level of decorum, okay? I'm the co-host and I know when he wants to get something out. So I'm going to mute whoever I have to mute to let him get it out because he's going to forget what his point was.
And that's fair. That is fair. It is their space, guys. Kev, let me ask you a quick question, Kev. Would you say you're more Malcolm than Martin?
I think I'm more Martin. Yeah, I'm more Martin.
You're more Martin,
Yeah,
but Martin believed in reparations.
that's cool.
I just, I, Kev,
Actually,
I don't
both.
think there's
But
Actually,
I
both.
anything.
think my reason
I
why I
don't
say
think
that
there's.
because I believe the mindset that I noticed of his is not based off of just skin tone. It was based off whoever was fighting the same fight, right? That's all it was. I think a lot of us we separate and miss out on who true allies can be, and we think that everybody that look like us is us, and that be the issue. That's the thing. So I would be more Martin if you was to put it that way because I think that's a closed minded thing to really just be. Oh, actually, I think that's just surface level to think that skin is what you need to connect with.
Oh,
Well,
because you
at,
subscribe to Roma.
yeah,
If you could, bro. I know you got a lot to say, but you've been talking a lot, brother. So if you could just chill for 1 second, let me get this out, if you don't mind. So you're probably subscribing to the fact that he said, "Judge me by my character not my skin color," right? That's what you're subscribing to from Martin. Yeah,
Uh,
that was his quote in his speech. I
yeah,
want
I
to be
haven't heard
judged.
that though. I really didn't pay attention that much though, for real. I just looked at how he did a couple things though, but no, I ain't gonna act like I know what he,
So the
you know.
reason why I'm even bringing this up is because Martin consistently pointed out that white society wrote us a bad check. That white society was doing the racist acts, right? He even said that you're asking us to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap, and we don't have the boots to pull ourselves up. Like this is the ideology of MLK. He even said that for every advancement the Negro makes, white society says we've come far enough, right? So acknowledging the restrictions that white society puts on black people. So if you're a Martin guy and this is his actual ideology, his book, Where Do We Go From Here, talks about this. So it gives
Yes.
you an insight to his actual mindset. The other thing I wanted to address really quickly here is that all the things that you're saying sounds great for shock value, right? It sounds amazing, but reparations and working on that is not holding us back. All right, we're building black militias, we're building black towns, we're working on voter registration to make sure we get the people in place. Dr. Claude Anderson actually gave us a blueprint on how to actually do these things, and some of us are actually doing those things, right? So
And let
fighting
me
for
say this though.
reparations,
Let me say this though, since you
sure.
said that. So I say I'm more closer to Martin. I'm gonna be real, and I don't know, and I don't even know no cocky stuff, right? I believe I'm better than Martin. From this point, yes. With the mindset I got now, I think I could. I think if I was to get the exposure like he got, I think I can. I think I would do more. I believe I can get some more mind, especially if people, but not in this thing, but not in this era though, because the way people are, I don't know about that. But I would say that because I look at it in fairness, I actually pay attention and I love everybody, right? And I don't know how to put it though. I'm gonna try to say basically, I believe I could do more. If I had the exposure, I think I could do more than him.
Then why don't you have the exposure if you're better than Martin?
Be, well, because times has changed. Times has changed. We see that all you gotta do is say period a period. Those are the people that get more exposure nowadays,
But
or
I say
drama or whatever like that.
but I
But
say it's easier to get
I
exposure
would actually say
nowadays.
I'm a person, unlike a lot of people that's on this app. I actually try to get everybody, try to see if we can all understand each other or to make it fair, so we can grow in some form of way.
Kev, I got you. I understand
Yeah.
that, but now expose to someone. Someone just said this as well, which was going to be my response to you. Exposure now is 10 times easier than it was then. Social media gets you on any platform that you want to be on,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
reason, and I would argue that the reason why the room isn't the size that you would like it to be is consistency. Like there's an algorithm, like there's a particular way to make it work that you get more people in, and it's going to take some time because I have yet to see
Believe me, I've been doing this for 4 years, so I know.
every
I
single
know,
day.
but yeah, I've been doing it. I've been doing it for four. No, not every single day. No.
But that's what I mean about consistency. Like the reason why people may have hundreds of people in their room is because they're literally hosting rooms every single day. So if your
Yeah,
message,
that's true.
whatever your, I'm landing right here. Whatever your message is, Kev, if you feel that you're better than Martin, which I think is blasphemy, but hey, look, you're subject to
That's
your own
true.
opinion. I
Yeah,
know
I will get that.
you're subject to your own opinion. I respect that, right? And I love the confidence. But
Yeah,
one
he a
thing
human just like us, though. That's what I'm saying. We
I'm
give
not,
him
I'm
so
not,
Yeah,
much.
that's true.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
that he's
I
not.
do
That's
believe
not
I'm
my.
better than him.
That's not my argument. I'm not saying that he's not human, right? I'm saying that he didn't make the ultimate sacrifice, though. He did end up getting
He
unalived.
did. He did. He was
Yeah.
powerful
So
in his era.
if that's your level of commitment that you're willing to be unalive behind it, kudos to you, right?
I
But
mean, if it got to that point, yeah, I believe so. If I can really make an impact, but I think
what is your
this generation. I mean, this generation, as
what is
soft
your
as it
message?
is, I can't. Go ahead. What you say?
What is your message though? I'm
You
curious.
said what? I don't have a message. I just have a. I'm a more like of trying to get people to dig into the root of self, right? Which I believe, which is
Accountability.
yes, it's more accountability, right, than anything, right? To
Mhm.
show people or motivate people to actually move forward, right? And also realize that what can we do with what we got right now instead of keep on waiting, just like
I
the
hear.
topic for a YT man to give us something, let's like and let it be known that we can do
Right.
this without waiting on them. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you
saying?
one. Let me ask you one last question. I'm gonna get out the way.
Go ahead.
I've been waiting for a minute.
I
So
don't even know
last,
if I don't even know if you marinate on any of my stuff. You had some more questions.
no,
Go ahead.
because
I answer that one.
I'm inquisitive, so I'm asking questions to
Yeah, I was
figure
about to
out
say
your mind.
you didn't even acknowledge the first thing. But go ahead. You can go more. Go
No,
more.
no, no. Okay, cool. You think that I'll just to make sure we're on the same page. You think that you're better than Martin.
Yep.
You have a message of accountability.
Yes.
You would like to have a bigger platform, but you think that your platform is small right now because it's talking about building as opposed to complaining about things.
Drama instead of drama. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I completely understand where you're coming from. I just fundamentally disagree with it, but that's cool. We can have
Yeah, that's cool.
disagreements. Yeah, it's cool. So my,
Yeah.
my last question, since it's around accountability, is percentage wise, right? If you had to split this up, and we're talking about totality, black people as a whole, not individualistic mindsets here.
Yeah.
So black people as a whole, for the current predicament and situation that we're in right now, how much responsibility would you put it on black people as opposed to what's happened to black people?
Oh,
Percentage
so
wise.
right now?
Yeah, percentage wise. How much responsibility would you put
I
on?
think it's about 90%.
Gotcha.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That helps me
That's a
understand
crazy
everything. I
analysis,
do
bro.
appreciate the space, guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to the host. Support. Like I'm definitely going to share it one more time or two more. You know what? I'm going to give you like 10 shares right now.
Yeah.
Again, I fundamentally disagree. But
Yeah, it's okay.
I understand where you're coming from. I would just say this is why research is key, because you can look at things optically right now and think it's one particular thing, but
Hmm.
Yeah.
under it, it could be something completely deeper than
And let
what
me
it.
ask you
I,
this though. What's
um,
stopping you from being the next Martin Luther King?
That's not my goal. My goal is,
Yeah.
yeah, my goal is
That's why.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where we differ at, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I
my
feel you.
goal. So can I answer the question?
No, I was saying I agree, brother.
Okay, yeah, my goal isn't to be MLK. I don't think I can make that sacrifice for everyone, right? But my goals right now is around voter registration, educating, like teaching people what like true history is, and understanding how things now are more covert than overt, and how to be more aware of the wilds of the enemy, right? So that's more so my passion at the moment. Not trying to be, the martyr out in the front lines, unalive, being unalive behind us. But I do have a small subset of people that I would give my life up for. But yeah, I just don't have that calling right now to be Martin. If some way, form, or shape it changes, I'll accept it. But as of right now, it's not my calling. That's all.
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's where we differ at. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah,
I was just
but
gonna, I was just gonna
Go
say,
back.
I don't think like that was even a fair comparison, like to bring up Martin Luther King and ask, do you think, like because that was a different time where the
Hmm.
impact of anything, it was a big deal. Like the
Yep.
things that we have to fight against now is gonna be minute. Like we barely, and I think that's what he's literally leading to is like the plight of people back then does not compare at all to
yeah, but
what
there's
we have to fight for.
but Rachel, do you still agree that there is still a fight of oppressive systems that we still are underneath?
Yeah, that it will always be there for everybody,
Okay,
for
so
every culture. But what he's saying is,
mm,
stop focusing on that. Like the main focus, everybody's main focus is on this system that is
okay, then I can
always
agree.
gonna be here. That's
Thank you.
not going anywhere. And it's
Yeah,
Yep.
like
I can agree.
yeah, they already laid down the foundation for us to like continue to build on it, but it's really not as crazy as we're
So
making it
so
seem.
so for example,
Hey,
can I
and
just throw
look
an
that look,
example?
y'all can't clip
Well,
that. I will say it again. I feel like I'm better than Martin Luther King.
yeah,
I ain't taking
hey,
that
it's
back.
good,
I
bro. I
literally ain't
don't
taking
even
that
care.
back.
Yo, can I just throw this example in there though?
Go
So
ahead.
just like she said, there are systems that we are still fighting, oppressive systems, right? But that shouldn't be our main concern. We need to be worried about the main issues that or the accountabilities that we need to face, right? But my thing is this: okay, once we face our accountabilities, right? When we speak of generational wealth, the powers that be that fight against it, we can't just not talk or expose those systems. Like that's the issue. Like these systems are still around. It's not as bad, but they're still around, and we keep trying to speak on them. And then what I kind of got from the guests was like, oh, there is no oppressive systems. There, we need to just focus on what we got issues with. That's what I was thinking that the host was on. Is trying to say like we still ain't fighting no fight, especially when it comes to generational wealth. But if we do take accountability
So we
and do
fighting the
what the
wrong fight. That's my whole
no, 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 no,
thing.
no, no. It's many fights because I agree with you, but then in some sense you kind of disagree with me because I'm like, look, man, there's still oppressive systems that's fighting us against our
Yeah.
generational wealth, and we
But
have
we
to still
focus on
speak
that
up
more than
against that.
anything.
What my point is, it ain't
That's
nothing
little.
wrong with exposing those systems and continue to speak on
Okay,
it when it's
who
still
that's
well
what I'm
alive.
saying. I like that you keep saying that, but that's what I'm saying. I've been hearing this exposure stuff since I was freaking in
I hear
baby
you, but you
diapers.
can't stop
I'm
that.
35 years old now,
I
so
hear
how
you.
much
Look,
exposure do we need? That's what I'm
host,
saying.
host, I hear you, and I know where you coming from, and I agree with your angle, but you still can't drop the side of just going ghost and acting like, oh, everything's fine. We
That
ain't
ain't
living in
that.
no.
It's time to if y'all. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know I'm. This the mind. That's what I'm saying. This the difference between us, right? I mean, I know there's a difference between us. The thing is, y'all get triggered and y'all stop listening, right? I'm actually telling you, I'm saying what we need to do, and y'all just want to keep. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm saying. This is where the damage is at, and y'all want to say that I got a messed up
No,
mentality.
I'm
It
I'm
seems like y'all done
agreeing
got
with you,
damaged so bad that y'all just going victim. Because every time I
host,
say let's move
host,
forward, y'all
host.
keep saying, but you need to keep on talking about the
Host, no,
past.
no, no, no,
No, we
because
don't.
earlier the conversation was what would reparations do to help uplift our community, and I
Yes, we're
gave
not
you.
talking about that no more
Oh
right
no,
now.
I'm just letting you because you kind of making it seem like that was that person that you trying to describe, and that's not what I was trying to do, or make you feel like that's where I was coming from, because I told you I agree with accountability and what we need to do in the houses. But I said reparations can also play another hand in helping build the communities. And that was the argument in being like, fuck reparations, this, that, and the third, or even then just fighting the whole entire oppressive system. We can still fight the oppressive system and keep try to keep our communities accountable to the things that we need to do to get it right. That's my
Can I
point.
So
speak? Hello.
yeah, we do gotta give people. Okay, my bad. Honey, before you go, that's all. I
Okay.
ain't mean. I'm gonna call you based. I can't say. I only got one honey, but I'm gonna get Debo in first, and then I'm gonna get you in based after that. So
Okay.
what you got, Debo?
Kev, you know I love you, bro. I ain't seen you in about a month, man. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? You been all right?
Yeah, been working at some.
Yeah, I gotta finish the fire that Sean dropped up on. I'm like, dang, whoop. I guess I'll be there by myself. Go ahead, Debo.
I'm gonna have to rebut everything down in the line, boy, just back to back, man. I'm gonna just go straight from the top. Why are we begging white tees for reparations? We're not begging for nothing. We demanding a debt. It's not begging for something for free. It's a debt. They ain't got to give everybody a check, but they got to put it in something that benefit us. Number two,
No, we just on that. We just only one right now.
I just want to go through all of them and rebut them because I got to answer.
Nah, 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 nah. That ain't what we doing in here. Nah, you don't get special privileges.
All right, well, let's stick to
Just
reparations.
expound on that or more. If you ain't got no more, then we gonna get to this open panel. After this last open panel, we gonna go to the next one though. 'Cause we've been on this for a minute.
Man, but the thing is about reparations, bro, we don't have to go back to the past, bro. We don't have to go to slavery, bro. We got all type of stuff. We got the war of the 1980s on the war on chemicals in the black neighborhood. We got the prison, what they call it, all these black Wall Streets they tore down. That didn't just happen in Tulsa. Every major city you can name had a black district when they tore it down and made all the highways. There are books on this. We don't, and these people are still alive. We don't have to go digging up graves from the past and say, oh yeah, your great 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 granddaddy, yeah, that was 10 generations ago. No, we could talk about people that still walking this earth. So when we talk about reparations, we talk about repairing the damage, and it's been constant damage. They just, what they did in 1985 in Philadelphia with Move. They got rid of a whole block of people, and
Mm.
we don't need reparations for that. These people still alive. So we don't have to go back to slavery. We don't have to go back to 1865 when we could talk about 1965, 1985, 2005, 2025. There's a lot of stuff we could bring up with people that's still breathing, blood in their veins, who they still owe some money to. So yeah, let's cut it off.
Mm.
Let's stop talking about slavery and let's talk about modern day people still got blood in their veins, reparations. I land.
Like I still, even when you saying that, right? I still feel like we just begging. I'm.
Well, I don't. We don't need a
I don't.
handout, bro. We
Well,
don't
we'll
need a
leave it alone.
handout.
We'll leave because my thing is, even with that, right? I'm not from this point. I could care less. I'm not waiting on no YT person for me to make the next move, though. Like at the end of the day, either I'm gonna fight about it or I'm gonna move on and do something else to get around these type of people. But I cannot wait majority of my life or whatever. Man, what about what happened
I
with
hear
this?
you,
You never
Ho.
pay. We keep. That's my
I hear
thing.
you,
I
but
just cannot do
let's
that with
make
a
our own
YT, and
Tulsa.
that's why I
Do you
feel like
really?
they got us in chains when we
Let's go
think
ahead
like
and make
that.
our
I'm not
own
about to be
communities
waiting on
like
them
we
to give me
did
no
before.
reparations.
Wait,
Let's
but
go
who
ahead.
Right.
told
That's
you?
like
Who
if
told you
I owe
that's what
you,
we waiting on though? Like, who
bro, you
honestly
Yeah,
told you?
because
No, no black
because
man
it
is
seemed like
waiting
I
on
haven't
that.
heard any other things we doing to move forward. We keep back. That's why I'm okay. I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna do the
let
full upper panel. We gonna do a
me say
10-minute
one
one
more
after we get
thing though,
based
bro.
in.
Let me
Well,
say one
let me
thing, bro. One more
go
thing.
ahead. Go
It
ahead.
ain't it ain't about, you know what I mean, us not working. That's like if somebody owe you $20, you gonna quit your job and wait for them to pay you $20. No, we
There's
gotta
people
keep
that owe
working.
me, but I'm moving on. It is
Right,
what it
we
is.
gotta
Like a
keep
lost cause from
working.
this point.
So yeah, I
I'm
agree.
not
We
about
keep
to be.
working.
Yeah, I'm not about to. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
So let
Well,
buddy slide with the 20 though. We
that's like
just
people that wait on karma all their life and stuff. Like that's why y'all be stressing out. I'm not about to be waiting on nobody. I'm about to move on and do something better than that. Instead of that little bit of money and stuff, I'm gonna make bigger money. The
right.
heck?
I think all that's great, but I think not pulling away from people that is fighting, right?
That's
Is
cool.
because I think everybody agrees with your mindset. Yeah, we got to move forward. Yeah, we got to do something. But I think not knocking somebody else for fighting in a different way
Yeah.
will go a little bit longer. We'll go a little bit further
It's like
with
how
that
many years
crowd.
you gonna fight though? That's my thing. Until you
Let
start
them
doing
fight.
something else. Until you maneuver somewhere else.
But they can still fight with you too. You know that, right? They can
Man, I'm
still
about to move on. That's like I said. Like I'm not. You're not about to catch me. Still worrying about somebody that owed me $20 from years ago. I'm like, whatever. It's over. I'm about to go double that. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripling that. I'm gonna do
no.
something else. I know how people move now. You know how that one person that f you over. You know how to move from there. You're not about to wait all your life. Like I'm gonna get my get. Wait, some of y'all do. Y'all wait on get back. So I'm different from that. I'm not waiting on no get back. I'm about to be like, all right. I know
No,
how
we
to
not
move around
waiting
this
on
mug.
it.
Hey,
I know
We
how to
not
move around
waiting
this.
on it.
I
hey,
know
hold
Yeah,
y'all
on,
okay.
want that.
Yeah,
hold
okay.
on.
But
This ain't
but
$20 though. This 40
yeah.
acres, my guy.
Hey,
This
okay.
ain't.
Man,
Well,
we
I'm
good
talking
talking
about
about
luck on that.
$20.
Good
trillions
luck
of
on that.
dollars,
Spend the
bro.
rest of your life waiting on
Hundreds
that
of
40
trillions.
acres and this little false
This ain't.
promise that they giving us, and then you gonna be waiting on that. I'm not
This is
about to
Nah,
wait
that,
on
100,000,
YT
my guy.
man
This ain't
for
$20.
to think I'm about to move forward in life. I'm not waiting on no YT man. That's just me.
yeah, but Cap, what you
And not
saying
Cap,
only
though?
is
We're
it,
gonna be
not
saying
only is
40
it,
That's
acres for
not for
hey,
40,
hold
100
on,
years.
hold on,
Kev, are
hold
you a
on.
business owner,
Not
Kev?
only is
Are
it
you a
40
business
acres
owner,
for me,
Kev?
it's 40 acres for all my people too. It ain't just me that's
Well, I'm
buying this,
not
bro.
waiting
and
on
I was just
why is
That's
saying,
you
why
waiting on a
he
YT
they're
thinking
man
not
he
for
thinking
that?
giving it.
selfishly, bro. He got to think about
We
your
not
business.
waiting on it, bro. We
Okay,
still
then
the
what are you
train.
doing
Nah, hold on.
about
Let me
it
finish. Let me
except
finish.
for
Kev,
crying?
Let me
Kev, are
finish
you a
though.
business owner,
The
Kev?
train ain't stopped moving. Whoa, we still want that, but the train
No,
keep
I ain't no
on
business
moving.
owner.
So
They,
you work for somebody.
Yes.
So you do realize anytime you making you fill out an application, you're begging, right?
I guess so. I
That's
guess
I
so.
mean, that
But
is the
I'm
that
not
truth.
ain't
complaining though.
vegan.
I'm not complaining
That
though.
ain't
I'm
no.
about to say right. I'm about to say
So
yeah. I don't know.
when you apply by definition, guys, when you apply, it's making
That
a
means so.
request.
If you
It's
working
making a
under your
request.
family, then if you
Can
working
I?
under your family, are you begging?
Your family still has to get their business licenses from the state, and most states are controlled by
I think you
governors.
missed my point though. All right,
No,
never
no,
mind. So
I
I'm gonna lay
got
that.
your
I'm gonna
point.
lay
I
that.
got your point. I'm going over technicalities here, right? So if your parents own a business, they have to get their business license from the state or the government. The government, by and large, are controlled by white people. So you still have to go through them to get that. So
Uh,
if you're applying for anything,
Qualifying and begging
to
is two
apply,
different
Yeah,
things.
let me
technically
land.
it's not
Can I
begging
land
because
this plane?
it's
Can I land this plane real quick?
go ahead, Zay.
Thank you. So what black people are doing with reparations is that they're making a request. So when you apply for jobs, it's making a formal request, right? Both are requests. So if you're calling reparations begging, when you apply for a job, you're also begging. When you're applying for an application for your business, you're also begging. So these are things that we're using these words, but in one instance, you can say it's not begging, but they basically do the same exact thing.
How
all right,
about you
real quick before anybody go.
look up
Before
the
anybody go.
definition of begging?
Yeah, do that real quick though. But let me let base in, then we could do that full out open panel after that. What time is it? For 10, we can do it for 15 minutes. Then we need to get to that next one though, because I gotta watch this time. But go ahead, based.
Okay.
Yep.
You're just reading, host. You just would, hello, everybody.
What's
You
up?
would
What's up?
just
Welcome to
say,
the live.
thank you so much. And you're just asking for the first one to be my thoughts on the first one. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Why are we begging for YTs for reparations? Well, I think we get in our own way. And I'm one of those people that truly believes in following the money. And if you look down the list, we are number 16 for as far as wealth is concerned. It's how we spend our money. You could sit up in your mind
Mm.
and you can hold that like a lottery ticket that you never cash in, but you should never count on someone else. You should never count on someone else to give you something that you want or need. Where is
Mm.
it that dwells well within ourselves for us to go out and get it for ourselves? We can sit up here all day long and say, we're owed this, we're owed that, we're owed this,
Mm.
we're owed that. But I challenge anyone on here to tell me what their great, 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 great grandmother's maiden name was. If you can't go there,
I
then
can.
where is it that okay, there's the minority that does know, but I'm just saying to you,
I know you
but what
do.
I'm suggesting to you is that we have no idea what that was like. We know it was hard, but right now with the age of everything that we have, yes, they could stop us from doing certain things, but that doesn't mean that we do not try. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that we use that as a reasoning for us to never go forward. We
Mhm.
make a certain demographic extremely rich with the things that we decide to buy. Our biggest problem is that we are consumers and not producers. And once you get stuck in that, then you stay there, and it's constantly with your with the handout of what someone owes you. But yet and still, what are you doing to say, you know what, whether you give that to me or not, I'm still going to go forward because my
Let's
mindset is
go.
always going forward.
I love that. I
Hey,
love that. I
So
gotta give her another one.
Hey, good job, honey. I'm
Hold
gonna
up,
say this
Sean.
real
Sean
quick.
about to start
Oh, my
the
bad.
thing.
My
Now.
bad.
No, he about to start it. Then y'all can go whatever. 15-minute open panel.
Yeah.
Hold on, put it.
Uh. I think. I
Oh
guess
no.
when you think about the people back then compared to now, I just think we just ain't got the heart, man. We ain't got the tenacity to. I'm hearing about every time we built something, they tore it down. Those people still didn't give up. I mean, damn, it's been 60, 70
Let's
years.
go.
So if they was able to do all of that under laws like Jim Crow, all of segregation, those people was able to do all of those things, even though they took it away. Y'all forgetting the fact that they was able to accomplish it at one point. We at a point
And
where
rebuild
it's
it.
been in rebuilding. We at a point where
Yep.
we
Even
live in an
better.
age where YT people could get fired for saying the N word, and we sitting up here talking about reparations. And if you ask for and then you sit here ask for reparations, right? All we going to do is put it back in their damn hands. So what is the point of asking for it? You're not going to do nothing with it. You're not going to pour into your community because here's how I know. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Here's how you know it's a fact. The moment that we was able to go into those YT people establishments, right? We stopped supporting our own, right? So at one point we was forced to support our own and we was thriving. The moment we had the freedom to not support our own black businesses, we ran over there to the YT people and they've been running over there since then. So ain't nothing gonna change when you get reparations. And at the same time, how you talking about reparations when we destroy our own community through smugs and candy, through gang and all of those things, right? And then you talk about protesting. We burn our own community and burn down our own black businesses that we talking about they
Mm.
tear down, but we don't mind tearing it down. That shit is so it's okay for us to tear down our own
They
business,
weren't
but when
even
they do
black.
it, it's a
We owe our
Come
own
on, bro.
selves.
so hold on. I know what you're gonna say. The YT people, there was YT people that was riding, that was doing all of that stuff. Well, forget that.
That's
Let's
not what I
talk
was gonna
about the.
go. That's
Hold
not what
on.
I was
Let's
gonna
talk
go.
about the. Let's talk about the. Let's first of all talk about oppression, right? Before any of us experience oppression from YT people, you're experiencing in your own community. That's come through the level of gang banging, right? Certain neighborhoods you can't wear certain colors. You can't go to certain stores because all you niggas is posted up on a goddamn corner store oppressing all the elders and stuff. And you see it in all these movies, right? Where whenever an elder try to help the community and stop the violence in a community, they always get beat up. They always get unalive
Hi,
because
baby.
in our community they got their stitches.
Don't complain.
Snitches get stitches. So we don't give a
That's
damn
right.
about our damn
How
community,
can your
man.
homeboy oppress you before Whitey? Can I?
So
Can you help me
so
with that?
Hey,
I'm trying
hold
to.
on.
I'm trying to
Hold
figure.
on, real
I'm
quick.
trying to
So
picture that.
When
How
people
hey,
does your
hold
talk
on,
like
because this
that,
what
homeboy
I
man,
wanted to
oppress
say
you
real
I
quick.
would
before
Cause
like
I,
to
Whitey?
answer
when
that.
people
I
talk
would like to
about
answer
when
that.
people talk
nah,
Sister,
hold
about
on. Hey, hold on.
point.
I had
when
next. I had
people
next.
No,
I
talk
had
let,
next.
let,
Step.
let
when
somebody
people
answer it,
Okay,
talk
then
y'all.
go
about
Hold
ahead.
on one
I
second.
know
Hold
where
on
she
one
at.
second.
I can
Everybody
explain it real quick.
mute up, please. Okay, so I don't think Mel got to speak, and I know I heard Aaron trying to speak.
Thanks, Rachel.
Um okay, I'm gonna try to get y'all in, but Sean, were you done landing your point?
No, somebody asked the question about how can your own oppress you, right?
How can your
Yeah, we
homie
got the
oppress
white
you
girl
before
saying it. Go
Whitey?
ahead, answer.
Okay.
I got an answer
Okay,
for
the
that.
definition anybody could be oppressed. It don't have to be coming from a different race of people, right? So what I mean by
Hmm.
oppressed is when I come from, let's go with the hood that we call it the hood, right? And you have gangsters in the hood, you have gang bangers in the hood, and you have people that smelling smugs in the community,
You
right?
got
I mean, your
Okay,
own
rednecks.
family can do it, like your
so
mom.
so so yeah, ask me a question I can't even answer. So certain people can't even walk down certain neighborhoods or certain blocks with the wrong color, right? That's a form of oppression. You're not able to roam freely. You can't do what you want to do amongst your own people, right? Even when it comes to colorism in our community, right? We so stuck on what YT people hate us for our color, but then we go and perpetuate the same goddamn thing in our own damn way. So you could be oppressed by your own community before you ever get in touch with the system in itself.
That's the
Right. I
genius
mean,
of the
I'm gonna
oppression
design.
I
is.
just
hear you on that, bro.
I'd like to answer
I get
his
what
Okay.
you're
question.
saying.
Okay, so honey, did you want to? Because Sean did
Yeah,
answer. Mel, was
I
that
wanted to reply.
I
was?
Hey, I got next after whoever got next.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
I
Okay,
got
honey, real
last.
quick
I
because
got
Sean
last.
already
okay. Very.
answered the question for
I'll
her.
Cause Shorty got
Okay.
the
Oh,
undertone. Please check her.
is that a good enough answer for you, sister? Because I don't
I
believe
think
in
it's
putting
Mel,
right.
somebody. I was
Yeah.
just going to add that for me. humbly I say that my first instance of racism was within my own community, and we do
Mm.
it so blatantly, because how many of us have heard because of our skin color? I bet you if this was back in the day, you'd have been a house one. You so dark you would
Mm.
have
Yeah.
been in the field. All of us have heard that. All of us have had to defend our color no matter what it was. And then we had TV that was saying that there was a different color that was more acceptable, because one of the first black women that was on TV was Jane Kennedy, whom, so we did that to ourselves. So I answered that question with that. My first entry into that was, you got that good hair. You got that good hair. Your long, all hair is good hair. All
Yeah.
hair is good hair. And
Mm.
so that's what I mean. That's to answer your question, sister. I know it's already been answered, but that is a way that we step on one another. That is a way that we discriminate one another. All of us have been to school. All of us have seen the cliques. All of us have seen where the light and the dark have a problem with one another, because they
Mm.
believe that they have more of a step up because of the skin color that they're born in, not realizing that we are suppressing one another.
And where
Then
did
that's correct.
that come
That's why
from?
race was created as a hierarchy.
All right, let me get Aaron. He's been waiting
Yeah.
patiently, and then Capital. And Mel, did you
No,
even get to answer
I
the
was
question
after
yet?
I was after
Oh, you were
Aaron.
after.
I'm
Yeah,
working
Okay.
they
on
can
Yeah.
take my spot. Yeah.
I'm working on it, but I keep getting
Okay, so it's
interrupted.
open. Well, it's
What do you
open
want to
panel
do?
right now. It's open panel right now. I'm just gonna go in
Hmm.
an order real quick, just to make sure everybody gets in. And then after you'll get to answer the question on the prompt. All right. Aaron,
Cool.
All right.
Zay,
Open panel.
Capital, Rome. Did you need to say something? Okay, he's cool. All right, so Aaron, Zay, Capital, and then Mel.
I
Okay.
be the
Hey, hold on,
first
wait, wait,
time.
Save
wait,
the
Rachel.
best for
Hold on,
last.
wait,
I
wait,
like
Rachel, hold on,
that.
wait, wait. Did you notice how they try to put the? I think she said she was
Bro, we got a
YT, right?
timer, brother.
And
We got a
and, and they
timer,
try to put
brother.
her.
Yeah, I
Hold
caught
on, shut
that.
up.
I
Timer,
caught
Y'all try
that.
to
Hey,
put
yeah,
her
I
on a
would
high
let. Yeah,
pedestal
come on
because
with it,
she's
bro.
white.
Hey,
we got a
Damn.
timer,
be
brother.
patient,
Again?
Roby. Just be patient.
All
Hey,
right, I'm
look.
taking the time. I'll
Harassment.
take the
I'm a
timer
mod.
off.
Okay, all right. All right, Sean.
Is everybody okay?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
You
Aaron.
guys okay?
Look at mama up there. She just found out how to work her camera. Okay. Hey, why you mute me?
I've been knowing.
No, that
I
wasn't me. Oh, that might have been Sean being petty. Sean, stop. go,
It's
go
okay.
ahead, Aaron.
Hey, look, that's what I wanted to say. When Honey was speaking earlier, she was saying that basically you should forget about it because it's so deep in the past. This is what I want to tell you. The system, and I want to break it down clear as day for y'all. This is why the system is set up this way to where your debts get passed down to your future generation. Because if your debts didn't get passed down to your future generations, people would just rack up debt. People would just rack up debt, and then pass away one day. That's why it's allowed for it to go to your children because that's how the system works. That's how everything works. I don't really know if y'all can understand that.
I don't think that's how it works.
that what
Hey,
you
Mel,
mean?
That's
please stop coming off mute and let them finish their point. Go
that's not
ahead.
how it works.
Shouted, that is how it works. That your debt go on to your children. I don't know if you got debt right now, it go on to your children. But this is
No,
what I'm
no,
saying. If
not
American,
not even school loans.
if
Yeah, go ahead.
if America can acknowledge that it's wrong. I mean that your debt can collect that. Oh, all right, let me. She just fumbled me. All right, bet if America can acknowledge that people will abuse the system if your debt didn't go on to further generations, then why can they not pay us the debt that they owe us for previous generations?
Hmm.
Solid point. So racism is the overarching thing here. When we're talking about colorism, colorism is a byproduct of racism because of proxy to whiteness. So when the good hair conversation comes up, that's because it's a proxy to whiteness. When you talk about how light skinned or dark skinned someone is, it's the proxy to whiteness. That came about with the one drop rule. So all of these things that you're talking about black people doing to you,
Didn't black or white come from whiteness though?
Yeah, actually, black and white came from whiteness.
Right, I thought so. Yeah.
If you know how, like, the lady who got dropped mentioned racial hierarchy. The racial hierarchy says that, and this was created by white people, saying that white people are superior, hence white supremacy. That's how race works. Racism created race, not the other way around. So when we talk about gangs, before there was one single solitary gang in our neighborhoods, there was racism, right? Racism is the overarching oppression. Race is the overarching oppression, right? So until that is identified and solved, you'll only be confused about everything else. The reason that the crab in the barrel mentality is the best scenario to talk about this, right? Because again, the barrel is not the crab's natural habitat. The people who put the crabs there are making them the way that they actually are because they don't operate that way outside of that habitat. The barrel, that is, right? So it sounds great. It sounds great. It sounds as if, we have complete and utter control over that, right? But again, if you're using the crab in the barrel analogy, the crabs didn't put themselves in the barrel. There was a report, last thing I'll say is this. There was a report done in the 60s called the Kerner Commission. The Kerner Commission, because there was unrest, social unrest, people were going crazy, a lot of violence, right? Everywhere. And the Kerner Commission was tasked to figure out why is there so much violence in the black community, right? Government entity, they had to figure this out. I think it was under a Republican regime at that time too, right? So they came back and said unequivocally, the reason why there's so much violence here is because of what white society has done to black people. That was the findings of the report. And they said to fix this, it's going to cost the same amount of money that it cost for the New Deal. The president said, fuck that. We're not paying that money. So that issue persisted, right? And where we are right now, because I asked the question earlier, how much responsibility do you think should go towards black? You said 90% should go towards black people. That completely absolves the government, right? Their hand that they've played in what they've done to black people. It doesn't talk about, and it also doesn't talk about like the thievery of our creative, cultural, and intellectual property that has been stolen from us since the inception of this country. All of the music belongs to black people. We've created all of it,
I
but
like
we
that
don't
you
own it.
said that. I like that you brought that back up. But the thing is, I just believe I ain't gonna say we just weak now, right? I am going to say 90% because I believe that we can make a very big change. So I'm going to stick with that 90% because I think we can be the responsible ones and do what we can. How we spend our money, we can make different movements, we can try to fight, we can discipline ourselves. We ain't got to go for every last piece of Jordan that come out. We ain't got to buy all the iPhones. We can make some stuff. So 90%, yes, I'm going to stick with it. I would say we're majorly, especially today, we got all this freedom too from different the freedoms right now. So compared to what our ancestors got, which we got to get to this next prompt. Yes, 90% of the time, yes, we got full control of what we can do. It's just the
Hey,
other little tiny bit of what the government doing. We gonna keep on focusing on that.
tiny bit. So you do realize like
Yes, because if we was a family, if look, let me
the
let me let
under
me let me tell you the real secret then, because you can't do no research to this. If we know how to be if we know how to work with our families, right? If we had changed the mindsets and knew how to get along and stuff, just like the people that comes across the seas that we laugh at and stuff, like ha ha, y'all all in one car and stuff. If we and not kicking each other out at 18 and all that other stuff, if we can do that, we can overpower any system. We can. But we,
One
we we just don't
issue.
do it. We acting so weak and keep putting on everybody else. But from this point, it's up to us. We got enough information. We got all these phones and all this other stuff. And then you look like just like you use the phone to look up all this information on there. Look up the phone on how to heal yourself. Look up on the phone how to seek some type of therapy and stuff. What about that? We looking up all the
Agreed.
wrong things instead of the internal
Agreed.
problems that we have right now. And that's the issue.
Yeah, but I'm not saying
Agreed.
that there's no validity behind what you're saying.
So 90%.
But
Yes, I'm sticking
but
with
it, but it's
that.
it's it's oversimplified, right? Looking up on your phone how to heal yourself when a hospital is needed, it's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. It doesn't make any sense. Like that is an over. That's it. To be fair, that sounds like an ideology of someone who's still in elementary. Hospitals are there for a reason. You can't Google your way to out of going to the
You know
hospital.
why it's there? Because our lack of self-discipline. We can't eat right. We want
Hey,
to overstuff ourselves.
do you
We
know?
the
Do you know
biggest
that
dang
there's
on
food
people in America.
deserts? You know there's food
So we
deserts
not
in the
starving.
Africa?
We not starving. We stuck
Hold
on
on.
our big old
Let me
fat,
get in out the
big
Kels.
stomachs though.
Y'all got it, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
capital
We'll,
didn't get
we'll
to
agree to
go.
I mean,
disagree.
people don't
I
like
Capital
it.
didn't get
And
to go
that's the
We'll
first.
agree
thing.
to
I love
disagree,
it when
guys.
we
I
don't
agree
like
with you,
accountability.
host.
I love it that we always
I
run away from
Didn't
accountability, and that's
say
what
that.
that's what separates the victim
That's not my
mentality
argument.
from the other.
That's not my
I
I
argument at
love
all.
it.
agree with you, host. I agree with you.
Okay.
Y'all
Argument,
We
let
got.
him
my
land.
argument is
Like y'all
never
up here interrupting the
2 seconds.
host.
My
That is so
Yeah.
rude.
Hold on, y'all, please. Kev, did you land?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
I said all I need to say for real.
Capital didn't get to say anything, and he was in line to speak, and then
It,
like
it's
Sean wanted to
fine.
say
It's
something.
fine.
Okay, you good?
I'll give my time to Zay to land what he
yeah,
needs to land.
yeah. Because
Go ahead, Zay. Go
thank
ahead,
you,
Zay,
Cap.
man.
Thank
Oh,
you, Cap.
okay.
So my argument isn't that we lack a.
Oh shoot! My bad. I was trying to mute myself. Sorry,
It's all,
Zay.
it's all good. It's all good. No offense taken. So to straw man my argument isn't fair. I've never said we don't need to take accountability. I asked you how would you measure it in terms of
I,
accountability, and you said 90%. So I
yes.
never said I never gave a metric.
Yes.
I never gave a metric to say whether we should have accountability or not. So I do feel there should be some accountability taken on us. Absolutely. And I think that black people as a whole have taken a lot of accountability. Most of us aren't operating in debauchery. Most of us aren't in impoverished conditions. So if most of us aren't in those conditions, that means that we have taken accountability, right? So what I would say is the oppression happens to you. It's not chosen. There's a mental oppression that we can do to yourself, but there's also the actual oppression that happens behind racism. Systemic racism is alive and well. The richest black man in the country right now, his name is Robert F. Smith. Queen Chantel, who's in the audience, will probably say something about this as well, but I say this in all the spaces that I'm in. Robert F. Smith had donated millions, or not, if not billions of dollars to the graduating class of Howard University. He did that because he knew the obstacles they would face, right? Behind systemic racism. He preaches about this ad nauseum, and he did not get his wealth from rage baiting or race baiting or talking about race. He's a venture capitalist. But he talked about his experience with racism as he made his way to being a billionaire. So money doesn't save you from it. That means that oppression is still prevalent even if you're a billionaire. He's not the only one. John Hope Bryant is also a black billionaire.
You making it worse.
That's not
So
making
why
it.
are we still crying about
Wait,
oppression if
wait.
billionaires getting it?
So again, racism and capitalism are two distinctly different things. And if you think because you can be a millionaire that racism doesn't exist, explain why we
Who
had
said it don't exist though? But how long we gonna keep
that. But
bitching about it?
so
That's
it's
the
not
crazy
bitch. It's
thing.
not. It's not bitching, Kev. It's acknowledging that that thing is there.
Okay,
And
who
that,
don't know? That's like
Once
just like you
it's
said, a ninth
but
grader or
that's
whatever you say, a third grader. That's
but
a third graders know that. Shoot, kindergartners know that now.
but that's why reparations are warranted, Kev, because it's still this is what I'm glad that we're here right now. I'm glad we're right here. Because you're saying the argument I've heard everybody on stage who's against it say it didn't happen to you. It happened to your ancestors. It was so long ago. That same racism has transformed from being overt, openly in your face, to being covert. There's a thing that pinpointed that change happening, which is called the Southern Strategy. If you're not aware of it, highly recommend you read into it. So what they've done was stop saying the N word. To your point earlier, they're not saying the N word on TV or in media anymore. We're not going through that experience that our ancestors did, but they changed it deliberately because they realized by saying that openly, it hurt them as white society. So they said we're going to start saying state laws, tough on crime, whoop de whoop de whoop, while demonizing and further criminalizing black people at the same time. Hence the war on rugs. It was deliberate. So the exposure that we have right now is subtle. It is undercover. You do have to look and find it because they're deliberately hiding it. So what we're going through right now,
Hey, Sean, let base go for just for a quick. I know she can be quicker than you.
I,
Then you can go after that, Sean. But go ahead,
I,
Zay.
I,
Finish up.
I,
Finish up.
I,
Uh,
I'm
Hold on, I'm
sorry.
gonna
I
let Zay finish because
apologize.
I
I
did cut him off.
apologize.
last thing,
I
the screen
apologize.
that I showed earlier about the litany of things that we experience as black people, not only happening during slavery, but happening right now, is why reparations are owed. Right? That's all I got. Thank you.
Go ahead, base.
I was just about to say, okay, all right, it's acknowledged. We were done wrong. We've got more information than we did back then. And yet and still, history doesn't repeat itself. Man repeats themselves. So at what point am I going to begin to hear I rather than they? It has to be
Mm.
it has to be that point
I'm
where we
adding her.
stop saying they. If they wouldn't do this, then they. And so what I'm suggesting to you is the brother that is saying we should read this and we should read that. But when we read something, we only retain 3% of it. But how much of it from the reading are we actually putting into action?
Mm. Applying. Yes.
I don't hear anyone saying, this is what I am doing. This is what I
Yes.
am doing. This is what I am doing. All I'm hearing is why it is that we have not been able to move. And that right there is a mentality within itself. And the moment
Mm.
that we don't accept that, or the moment that we can't acknowledge that, no, we will repeat it. It's not that history will repeat itself, it is that we do. Because
Mm.
the one thing that we have total control over, if you really think about it, is our currency, and that is our money. And yet and still, we continuously buy things that we know, we physically have been told, that is can cause us cancer, that is making another ethnic
Mm.
group rich, and yet we don't have a problem with that as long as we look good. So
Mm.
I would much rather carry a brown paper bag and have $5,000 in it than have a bag that costs $5,000 in it and not have a nickel to my name. That right there is one of the problems that I would say we have. If we have these things, then we would be accepted. No, we're not. We're not going to be accepted. So why are we not creating an environment where we first accept ourselves and stop
Mm.
reaching for someone else to accept us?
Nice. Man,
I
I gotta do this
land.
again. Go ahead, Sean.
That was nice. That was nice.
I'm just gonna say it. This is why I go so hard on us, Kev, on this app, man, because every time it's time to hold us accountable, we blame the system, but everything up under the system, we blame the woman. I feel like that's the most weakest shit in the world. This is why I go at men all the time on this app, because it's always the system. Let's focus on the things that we can change, like how some of us have so much compassion when it come to giving a YT man a pass when he's saying certain things, but when you look at your own brother, and your own brother say something to you out of line, you're quick to use a pew pew or unalive the brother. That has nothing to do with the YT man, right? So
Mm.
how can black people under so much thing back then have so much love for each other, and we under less goddamn oppression, and we have so much hatred for one another? It's always a fucking excuse. And you start talking about the N word and all these things. We say it freely. We don't give a damn about our ancestors and how our ancestors fought and unalive for that stuff. We sit here and say it freely. That has nothing to do with the YT man. The YT man didn't say, hey, I want you goddamn Negroes to keep saying the nigga word. No, you took it up on yourself and said, I'm going to use it for a positive thing. If that ain't the goddamn weakest oppression thing you could think of, I don't make sense to me at all, right? So you start thinking about everything that they tore down. I'd rather have been than to never had it. We could say that they had it at one point. They built certain shit that we never could build, right? So we are the generation that never had it. So I'm okay with being a has been. You sit up here and you complain about the system all day long. Because I know what it is. People are afraid to face what we really need to do, and it's not about accountability at all. The moment you start pointing at what other people are going to do and what they need to do, why would you sit here and wait for someone that benefit off your oppression to give you some type of reparations? That's dumb as hell to think that people that benefit off your oppression is going to give you reparation to get above them. That make no goddamn sense at all. We shouldn't even be talking about no goddamn reparation. Because once again, I'm going to say it again. All you're going to do is give it back to them. All you're going to do is give it back to them. You don't know what to do with the goddamn shit. We had that goddamn. Here's a prime example of a baby reparations. Boy, they was giving niggas all kind of goddamn packages when it came to the COVID PPP loans. Man, what we did with it? Not a damn thing, man. We don't give a damn about no reparations, man. We don't deserve no goddamn reparations. Our ancestors deserve that shit. We don't deserve none of this shit that we get right now. I could get white people to call me something and they get fired and mess up their whole life and their career. Our ancestors couldn't do any of that stuff, right? And we sit up here complaining about a goddamn system. I'd rather be under this system of oppression than to ever be under the system of oppression that they was under. I don't think half of these black niggas, the black men these days, would not have survived back then. They would not been walking down Selma, walking over the bridge, all that stuff, because they are weak to the motherfucker. And that's why I go hard on the goddamn black man. Because when it come down to the community, it's always the YT man in the system. But anything up under this system, you niggas blame women for every goddamn thing. You niggas is sad.
Go ahead, bad.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
can go after
So
Ray.
yeah. Um. Okay. So one thing I looked into, I think a lot of people may have a misconception about what other cultures, like how their reparations are being given to them. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember when Kev was like, we over here fighting for this little bit of money, and someone's like, it's not just a little bit of money, and it's like, um, they're for them to divide the money up, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of money, okay, or else the country gonna be bankrupt, okay. And also, I was looking up the reparations that the people of the Holocaust are given, and it's only to the survivors. It's not to their children. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I
And
told you.
also, yeah, the only people that I think you have to go through the process of showing that you are Native American or whatever, that only them, because they were in on the land first, whatever. But a lot of people that are getting reparations, they are getting it in different ways, in a different form, right? Even having the scholarships for Holocaust survivors, you know what I'm saying, descendants of, like, we also, BLK people also have these scholarships just for BLK people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different ways that these reparations are being given to us, but I don't think BLK people are satisfied until the money is in their hands. And that's it.
I
Okay.
agree,
Okay.
sister.
What?
But
Wait, before you go,
oh, I'm sorry. I
yeah, I got
apologize.
at
I
least got.
apologize. I
Matter of
apologize. I
fact, no, I
apologize.
did. No, you know what? You can go, but then right after you though, I need Rakeem to tap, and then Zay. I know he want to say something though, so
I but
go
I do
ahead.
apologize, host, and I
No, you good. You
apologize,
good. I
Rachel.
know it's. I know.
I
Hey, you
just want
speak it
to.
though. I'm already biased with you
Okay,
already.
okay. So I got something that's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Let's say they already gave us our reparations. If you look up what BLM, the organization BLM made for 2020, they made $93 million. For 2021, they made $83 million. And we can go on to the years and look at all the money that the BLM organization made. And then they set up and they bought properties in very affluent neighborhoods, Beverly Hills, and things of that nature. How come we're not going after them? Because I physically have talked to one that has been on the panel. It was three people, two females and a guy. One of them was found to be they misappropriated funds. So, but if that would be our reparations that was physically given, how come we're not looking those people up right now? Because they still receive money off the BLM organization. Why are we not going to them for the money that was allocated for that group on the backs of us during our time frame? So you can use our time frame, but how come I don't hear anyone going after them for money that they did not physically earn, that was given for an understanding for what was being done during the time of George Floyd? We're not going to hear it, are we? It's another way we dog ourselves.
So I would say that that sounds like an amazing argument, right? And I love your confidence behind it. However, BLM wasn't the harm party. George Floyd would have been the harm party. George Floyd's family could have went after BLM, but that had nothing to do with Black Americans, right? Secondly, reparations comes from the government, right? They're the ones who've been the culpable party. And even in the example that Mrs. Host, Rachel said earlier, the H cost didn't happen here. The H cost happened somewhere else. So if a different country chooses to do reparations differently, that's entirely up to them. But Guam, as I used earlier, which is a United States territory, the United States gave them and their descendants. I showed it on the screen earlier. They gave them and their descendants reparations. Rosewood, another example. They gave the descendants and the affected people reparations. The natives, they're still getting land right now, and they're obviously not the same people that were affected for reparations. So the US government wholeheartedly believes in paying not only to harm people directly, but their descendants. Like BLM, that's a horrible example.
Wait, can you name
Yeah,
those ones
absolutely.
again?
Guam is GUAM. They got 4 point some odd million for World War II. And I can show you the website. I just had it up earlier. Rosewood, which was in Florida, they and
Wait.
their descendants got reparations. I mean, you can even look at the 9/11 reparations fund or the 9/11 fund, right? The descendants of the people who were unalived during 9/11, they got reparations. So if the people were unalived and they're not here to collect, their descendants inherently got reparations. Like, there's countless examples of this. This is not new. But these talking points that we were talking about as well, these also aren't new. These aren't original ideas that you guys are coming up with. I've heard these talking points since reparations have become a hot topic again, and historically reading about reparations, because this is not a new age thing, right? This has been a conversation for decades, if not a century. Started with Callie D. House in the early 1900s. Frederick Douglass talked about this as well. So, like, this isn't a new concept. And the same talking points I'm hearing from you guys right now has been recorded in history as white folks saying the same exact thing.
That's funny.
It's true. It's the same exact thing. There's a
And
book
believe
called
me, ain't no white folks talking like
last
me.
thing. There's a book called From Here to Equality, and I can pull up the chapter where it talks about critiques about reparations, and I can show you exactly in that book where it's saying the same thing y'all saying right now. That
So
book.
okay, I noticed
Could you
that
explain why we call? Could you
let,
explain why we call each other the N word? Yeah, I didn't hear you talk about that.
Um,
That ain't a talking point. Why do we say that when our ancestors didn't like it and they fought against that? So why do we do it freely? Do the white people? So can we blame the YT person for that?
the word wouldn't be a word without the white T person, but that's not my argument, brother. Like, I'm not trying to argue about ancillary things that really doesn't make a difference in this conversation right now. Like, a name being called amongst ourselves right now isn't leading to oppression. The oppression happened before that name, before we started doing that. That oppression that still exists right now is not behind us calling each other the N word.
Can I
all
touch on
right.
that?
So yeah, I'm about to actually I was about to say yeah, I'm gonna get Rakim and then you right after that taps right
Yes,
after
boss
Rakim.
man.
What you got, Rakim?
Yes, blessings, blessings. Yeah, I like honey, I like what Sean said. I like what everybody's saying. And but I was gonna hit on what Zay just said. I mean, that's what I wanted to go earlier, but hey, everybody's saying some great points. And I believe that's why everyone was so happy when they were seeing the first black president. Everybody thought the
Mm,
reparations was coming down both in money and in law. Because, like y'all saying, why the Native Americans and everyone else is getting reparations, they didn't face what their ancestors faced. And I know we got a lot of individuals that is messing up the black name.
mm,
But at the same time, we still need reparation. Everyone can pay for our ignorances of our families or our friends. There is someone that's out there that can do good with our reparations money. There is someone that could probably take that same money and come out of trauma and struggles and go and get therapy without even researching because now they have what it takes to law and the money to go do it. And that's what I really believe. And I have a
Yeah, I guess I got a
phone
phone.
call.
One last thing. So someone said it would bankrupt the country if they were to pay reparations. If it's done over a time frame, so say for 10 years, right? And the number is in the upwards of the trillions of dollars, right? 14 trillion, lower estimates, 14 trillion. If they paid it over a time frame, right, then it wouldn't bankrupt the country. Like, you can,
exactly.
there's a very
All
easy
right,
way to figure this out, guys. And the
all
reason why
right.
you don't want to do it
Wait,
is
before
because
you
of,
expand on it, yeah, because you gotta get Rakim back in because I know you're gonna go long again. Go to Rakim and then taps real quick, and then you. Oh no, I have to let me get Honey in right after that. That little hand. I mean, he's so funny. Go ahead, Rakim. What you got? You can
Yeah,
finish up, and then I'm gonna get taps in.
definitely. And I was gonna hit on that last day because really and truly, that was my last point I was gonna hit on, but I'll hit on it now before I said a quote. Really and truly, you could do the same thing. You give out all them PP loans, you could do it for the same thing as reparation. The same way how you give out all them PP loans and you distributed it out, you could come up with a group that could do the same thing. Give out some monthly or every 6 months, and you could do it like that. So we have many ways, and we are well efficient enough. We have AI, so there are many ways that you could give out this reparation. But
Oh, well, I guess that's it. All right, so let's get taps in real quick. Cause somebody blowing his phone up. They like not today. Then you right at the taps based.
How everybody doing? We all good?
yeah,
What's up? I'm good. Welcome to the panel. Rakim, you
yeah.
done
So
for, man. You done lost your turn, man. It's a wrap. You keep
uh,
everybody trying to wait. You gotta wait to open panel, man.
say that again.
I say, yeah, you gotta wait to open panel. Nah, you keep on. Everybody else got to go in, man. You keep getting cut off. But we got to. I'm gonna let taps go. Then basically, you could try it again after that, cause I don't know what's up with your phone.
Oh, I got cut off. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, your stuff keep going. I don't know what it is, unless you're trying to look something up or something at the same time. I
I
don't
was
know what's going
no.
on.
I said I was going to give you the quote. I was going to see if I could
Oh, you
pull
was
up the
reading the
quote.
quote. That's why your stuff was going doing
No,
that.
I was going for the quote. But really and truly, the quote just really says to kill a
Unalive.
race from Frederick Pesos. To kill a race, all you got to do is
Unalive. You
kill
gotta
the
say
race.
unalive. You can say it too many times. That K word. You can't say it.
I'm sorry, but to knock down a race, all you
Good
got
one.
to do is take out the culture and the religion. Now you have everyone disrupt. So now, as people say that we don't deserve it or whatever the case may be, we are feeling what our ancestors felt. We just don't have it physical, but we have it mental, and it disrupts the whole um culture, religion, and our race. Because now we're battling against each other, we're fighting against each other, and all we could do, and right now, is be divide. So having a black president, I really thought that I thought everyone was out there going hard for our black president because we thought that he was going to give us reparation in the laws and in the money. And I really believe we should have it in the laws too. We should be having about 4 or 5 laws protecting us. And like what I was gonna say, the last point was they were trying to say that we could distribute the same way they did it for the PPE loans. We could do it for this. We could do it for us in reparation. Give it out every month. Give it out every 6 months. Give it out every year. Or we could start. They could put it in a trust and just build interest on it, and then start giving it
Hey,
out.
why
So it'd
all
be
three of
making
them on
money
teacup?
and going on like that. So that's what I really believe,
Well,
though.
one came back. Oh, three of them was
Yeah,
over. Another
because
one
I'm
came back.
still looking up the
Oh,
reparations
three.
thing. Yeah, because I'm still looking up the reparations thing, and like just
Mm.
because it says that descendants are entitled to it, like
All our ops
you
done left and
you
stuff.
have
Maybe we
to
got a
like
half
dig
one.
deeper into that because they're not giving it to descendants. Like they're not. I literally look at the Guam one, and actually, majority of the survivors, they didn't even get to apply before the time, and their descendants did not get anything. Like
Mm.
just because it says it doesn't mean they're getting it. That's the government.
That's good. Go ahead, taps, and then we gonna get based in, and then see if that other teacup ready. 'Cause that teacup been sitting up there for a minute. Now, that's the other teacup. It was three teacups. Now it's one left. Now probably
Yeah,
walking the
right.
dog.
Well, I would like to start by saying I encourage disagreements. I feel like in disagreements, that's the best way for us to learn. So
Yes.
please, by all means, disagree with me, and we can have a intellectual, intelligent conversation without calling each other names. If we could just do that, that'd
Nah,
be
you a
perfect.
bitch. It's like, nah, you good.
But so me personally, I feel as though there's no need for reparations. I'm sorry.
You on
I,
our team, man? Chill.
yeah,
You on our
yeah.
team, bro.
I don't see a need for. I don't know a slave. I don't know a slave master. I don't know anybody that was a slave.
Mm,
Nobody on my grandmother's side was a slave. So like, who did it affect? Everybody that it really affected is fucking. They're gone now. Uh, as far as we being oppressed,
Mm-hmm.
we are our own
Mm-hmm.
oppressors. We are the ones that's making our name bad. We are the ones that's nobody is holding us down anymore. And I say that because we got too many examples of success. There's a such thing as black
Mm-hmm.
success. It really is. It's so many different, and it's not just, believe it or not, rapping or playing basketball. We got black people in power now. We got black doctors. We got black police officers. We got black people setting records and going places that few have only gone. So we can't say that we are oppressed, that somebody's holding us back because we're fucking I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. You can make it
Too
out the
many like
hood.
minds up here, not everybody leaving.
Yeah, you can make it out the hood. You're not stuck in the hood. You can definitely make it out. Too many people has made it out, so we can't say that that is the reason why you are where you are right now. The simple fact of the
Mm.
matter is, you can be in the middle of the trench and still make it out. All right, it's not, but it's not. Oh, I came up like this because of my environment. No, you can change your environment. Now, do some people have an easier way to change their environment? Of course, but that don't mean you don't have a fighting chance to. Just because you
Right.
came from that, don't mean you got to stay in that. I feel like that is common sense, but we just want to blame and point the finger to so many other people as to why we're where we at. It's really just us. BLM was a fucking joke. Obama didn't do anything but except look out for the rainbow people.
Right.
Um, and that is all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said. That's crazy. Go ahead, based.
Okay. I just had a what if moment, right? Let's say they did give us reparations and we turned around and we did whatever that we were going to do with it. And at the conclusion of having that money, right, what will we do? Because we would never be able to go back and to anyone to claim anything at that point. What my suggestion is that at this point in juncture, we can create our own reparations. We can, how many people have physically grabbed someone that they saw going down that was not a family member and grabbed them and took them along and showed them? How many people have paved the way now, not in the past? We could stay in the past, but right now, how many people have physically taken the time to pull one person up with them so that they can make a difference? So when you look at things like that, then it kind of speaks to you and says, even if I had reparations, about time they got finished taxing us for that, we would really wish that we did not have the money. Because look at what they did when they
Mm.
gave us the PPP loans. Look at that, what they did with the taxes in order to get that money back. If you think that if they gave us reparations, that they're not going to find a way to get that money back from you, you are sorely misguided.
Mm-hmm.
You are sorely misguided because whoever this, it's not necessarily the person that has the money that we want, it's the person that writes the checks for the money. Though that is our biggest problem. So if we're not writing our own checks, if we're not being responsible for the things that we have, why is it that we want so much more? We're not even being responsible for what we do. So within ourselves, we're too busy judging one another. What, someone said, the hood. What does the hood mean? Hood is just a synonym for neighborhood, but we've turned it into something that is extremely negative, and we ourselves lean on that as far as calling one another names. While somebody set it up for us to be negative, we use it as a greeting. We're still doing exactly what they want us to do. Don't
Mm.
refer to each other by each other's name. That's my A. That's my N with a A, and the ER, but the R is detrimental. First, we got to stop it. First, we have to know our value, and then we wouldn't be so susceptible to the things that we have or do not have because we're so concentrating on creating it.
See, I did it for you, Kev. Where did
No,
Kevin
I'm here. I'm here.
go? Yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody else was saying. Look, I truly think we need to focus more. It's more about um the poor versus the wealthy. Like they don't care. I don't. They don't care about your color. They care about keeping their money. Okay. I think they treat every poor person the same way. I don't care what race you are. Because somebody else was saying, like, I think a lot of people. Oh, I'm sorry, my. Sorry, y'all. My child was calling me.
Hmm. Yeah, it's too. Where are the victim heads at, man? Come on up.
Yeah. No.
Shantae,
Okay. So
you got 300 pages,
I
Shantae,
know.
man.
No.
I'm tired of following. Oh, my bad, my bad.
No. Who's Shantae? But
That's
Sashay, she's pretty awesome. Remember, I told you I went on someone's live. Oh,
yeah,
remember that live that girl? I told you the host was cool,
yeah,
but that girl was coming at me for no
yeah,
reason. Yeah, that was
yeah.
her.
Who's
Um.
Sashay down there? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I knew her for a
Sashay.
while. I knew her for like a couple years. Yeah, she got a 300. That's all I was telling her. She got 300 pages. She keep losing her pages. I'm like,
Oh.
hey, yeah, yeah. I knew her for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was this guy who said that he's white tea, and he said that I grew up poor and I'm building wealth the same way as you are. Like what do people think about that comment?
What's that?
I agree
Say,
with him. He
oh
said
yeah,
I grew up poor and I'm white tea. I gotta build wealth with y'all.
mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I already
Black
know.
people not the
Right,
only people that go through shit and
right.
fucking have to fucking build from the ground up. It's just we the only ones that get focused on because we the only ones that really be crying about that shit. And I'm tired of crying about it. Like you can change it.
Facts.
There's nothing preventing you from getting what the next man has except your work ethic. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? I got a homegirl right now. She want a job so bad. She want a job so bad, but she won't stop smoking to get a job. So it's like, how bad do you want the job?
That's
Like,
still because it's the YT people for it. That's why.
hey, that's
Those darn white
And
tea
that's how
people.
it is, though. That's why my man said, and I wish all them want to leave soon, but I'm sticking with that. I want to say more than that. Shoot, talking about 90%. I said 90%, yeah, because I believe we got full control of a lot of things, but we got to keep on looking at that little weak 10% or 3% that we don't got control of. When we can just change, if we was to change like I said, and this is something shoot, I want to say that sometimes too, though, but even if like, if we just all change our mindset with our family and all that stuff or whatever, literally we can override anything. That's what I believe. But like you said, a lot of us, a lot of us just got selfish mindsets. Is we already separating in family, we're separating off of uh the color of skins, we separate off streets, we separate off of oh man, if we just separate off of oh man, it be the silliest stuff, man. And then we keep on talking about, well, that's their fault. That's the how the heck, how we gonna how much we go how long we gonna keep on talking about is them? That's what I don't get. It's like we gonna keep saying that. We look up the information and then still keep doing what we saying that they did to us. That's just weird though. I know that sounded kind of twisted, but nah, it's just so funny to me, man. That's why I ain't got no sympathy, especially for us. I just don't. I've been feeling this sympathy for freaking years when I was younger until I grew my mind. But now we see the same old thing. As soon as you think different from them, or if it sounds like a black person ain't struggling, then you sounding YT-ish. That's the silly. And now who you would think has got more of a sharp mind? You know what I'm saying? That junk sound crazy. So soon as somebody sound like they got some type of form of success, or they say I can do it, or I can say ain't no YT man holding me back. Oh, you sound like them. That don't make sense. I'm talking against the YT people and saying I can go past what they do. Shoot, our ancestors even had that mindset. They said we fight it through. They didn't. They ain't had that little weak mentality we got now. That don't make no
no,
sense.
no bullshit. No bullshit.
The heck?
They ain't had no fucking excuses, and they had
No
they had to
excuses.
they had to go through it like way harder than us. Like I can see if they were still out here, still alive. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
get them people reparations. No bullshit. Like if they were still
Yeah.
alive, you feel me? They earned that shit. We ain't earned that shit.
They look, they earned it. They earned it, and still the thing is they could care less about it because they said we gonna do what we gonna do regardless. F what y'all talking about. Cause they, like I said, they the ones fought while they were actually oppressed, right? With this
Yep.
little fake oppression we claiming right now. They was in it. They was in chains and still making it happen. Like F what y'all talking about. We about to get out of this stuff now. If they got the mindset we got now, we would never been free. I'm glad we ain't switched roles. Cause we'll be still stuck with
No
this
bullshit.
mindset. Crazy.
And a lot of people is still stuck. I mean, still stuck. They still stuck, but they just won't recognize that
On
you're
here
stuck
talking about
because of
gender war. That's what we talking about nowadays. Stupid.
yeah, shit
Ugh.
dumb.
Now, way bigger issues than talking about some dang on. We need reparation. The white sheep man is this or whatever. No, we need therapy. We need we need to address our internal issues. We need God. We need way more than just waiting on this YT man and keep begging him for, hey, can you give me my money back? You said you was gonna give it to me some years ago. Like, dog, let it be alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
Got me
yeah,
talking
you ain't
crooked
getting that
now.
started. Leave it alone, bro. You done for the.
Got me
Yeah,
talking
you ain't
crooked
getting that
now.
started. Leave it alone, bro. You done for the.
It's a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm about to go to bigger and better. I'm gonna move different. Forget all that junk. You need to talk to we need to talk to our kids and stuff. Keep them from getting this weak mentality we got now. Talk to, grow. We got way more important and deeper things then talk about some, we need our reparation. This is what's owed to us and all this other stuff. Like, you want to keep living the rest of your life thinking that way, then good luck, man. Good luck. Because at the end of the day, who said who owed what? Because this is, in reality, this is a dog eat dog world. Ain't no such thing as own. If I took it, it's a wrap. You ain't getting it back. That's in reality. Only thing that get us talking like that because we got laws now. You know what I'm saying? We get more little bit of freedom. Really, it was a time where we had to fight and go through all these things to even get a piece of land. That's just how the world works. So thank God that these people or some of these YT people decided to even make laws for us to sit here and cry about it. Good thing. It's crazy. Also, and go out and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, you hit it on the head, bro.
Hmm.
You hit it on the head, Sean.
Everybody gone now. They like, dog.
I
They not talk.
know
They not.
they
They
ran
not.
away. They was
Not.
like, we can't convince him.
Right. Exactly. And that's the last one right here. This is like the last one. I actually wanted to skip to the last one. We basically covered the first and the second one. This last one, competing with struggles and trauma. Like this junk, that is some funny stuff, man. That's some crazy stuff. I've done worse than you've done worse. What
No
do that
bullshit.
mean?
No bullshit. We ain't had no water. We had to shade shovel clothes. We had to do this. All right,
Man,
so I did too, bro. Now what? That now what, nigga? If that's if
right,
that's if that's the case, my boy, like why only one of us in change, bro? Like
bro.
I'd be convinced that people enjoy living that way. I hated living that way,
Right,
so I changed that shit.
right.
But you just want to keep being able to talk about it. Yeah, I
That's
can say
all.
it. I can say it now. I need somebody to sympathize with me, hold my hand. I had a fucked up life. You and
Beg.
another billion people in the world, bro. Now what? Your struggle don't mean, and it's not to be insensitive. It's really not. I'm so serious. I am not trying to be insensitive. We go through some fucked up shit. But like, how many times are you gonna blame your current predicament on your past actions
Bro.
or some shit that happened to you as if you're the only person that shit has happened to?
People abuse that sensitive, so that's the reason why I don't care no more. They just gonna keep using the same thing to be still stuck where they at. So whatever. That's why
And
I'm
then
like,
we
whatever, man.
glorify it. We glorify the struggle. Like I
Yeah.
had heard it
Is
in
you eat
battle rap.
noodles and no salt and stuff? Have you ever ate water with cereal? And
I heard it in battle rap. The dude was like, so by his knowledge, since he went through some shit, he hard, like he tough. He said, man, I know a dude that ain't had nothing and still get bitch smacked. Like just because you ain't go through nothing. I mean, just because you done went through all this other shit don't make you solid. Just because you done
Right.
witnessed a struggle. Getting out of it make you solid. Cause now you can teach me something. You can teach me how to get
Mm-hmm.
out of it.
Well, well. Then wonder why we can't escape. We can't even escape our own mind, our own way of thinking. We got to still keep pulling up data for what? I still don't get that. I've done research, 45. What about this page and all that stuff? Okay, for what? When we going to apply what? We're going to keep on. Like I said, some people do research for pride, and that's one thing. That's anything, right? Even when people that read the Bible, all that stuff, they don't use it to apply anything. They just want to just say, I know this and you don't.
Yep, I
That's
want to
it.
prove you wrong.
Right, that's all it is. That's what the heck. That's not putting no money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's not giving me no better job. They ain't doing nothing. It's just to say that you were wrong and this what happened and then what else? What you gonna win after that? Nothing.
A temporary feeling of feeling
And then
a
every time
temporary
we talk like this,
satisfaction.
oh well, that's a YT man is talking point. I mean, that must be a YT person. They used to talk like that. Well, all right, man.
If that's what you gotta call it, bro. If that's what you gotta call it to understand it,
Yeah,
then by all means call it that.
facts. All right.
It's the fact that you basically equating YT people to intelligence because I talk
Mm,
intelligence. Like we used to say it all the time. When you start speaking proper, that's your what voice?
mm.
That's your YT voice. That's your white voice. So he got on his. You speak in a professional manner. That's automatically your YT voice. Not because I just was brought up to uh, lead with respect and courtesy, or not because I decided to expand my knowledge. No, I automatically wanted to mimic the YT man, and now I'm mimicking his intelligence. So just say we're dumb if you're gonna say that. Just say we stupid. I'd rather you just say that. Just say we stupid. No, we can't do that.
Samantha, what you got, man? I see you just sitting there chilling.
Listen, I'm just here for the morals. So first of all, good evening.
What's the
I'm
deal?
just here for a little support, I guess. Um, I have said plenty of times before, I'm not black. I
Get
can't
yourself out of here. So I'm
I
talking. No, I'm talking. No, I
can't.
ain't like. I ain't
I
like that.
can't. Exactly. I can't speak to, I can't speak to the issues. I can listen. I'm always happy to listen and hear and just, whatever. But I can't speak to it. So
Okay, this what you can speak on. That's why I put this other the topic question up there for that. Yeah. So race issue. What comes to mind?
race issues, what comes to
So that's
mind?
what anybody. So we can tell. We can let's say all the struggles that every race. What's your struggle you go through? You know what I'm
What
saying? Let's go ahead and lighten the world.
what comes to mind is why are we still having race issues in 2025?
Mm.
I mean, that's what I can't like we have come so far with technology. We've come so far with just life, period. And we are still stuck so far in the past when it comes to just racial issues. It's insane to me. Why is that the only thing that has not that has progressed? It
Because it's
progressed a little
quicker.
bit, and then it's like they put. I feel like this country put Obama in office and was like, "We're never doing that shit again." And it's
Hmm.
like every racist, everyone who just can't stand anyone who's not YT was like, yeah, we're like, no, you guys, no one else is taking over. And I don't get it. Why can't we coexist? Why can't you mind your YT business? Why can't I mind my Indian business? Why can't these folks like? Why can't we just mind our business? Why are we still having racial issues?
Because one. racism is very profitable, the same way sickness is. Two, um, we still caught up on like the fact that we still debating fucking. It don't matter if you green, yellow, purple, black, orange.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. If I cut you, you gonna bleed.
Right.
You gotta breathe the same way I do, and you put your pants on the same way I do, male or female. That part is completely is
Nah, some
bullshit.
people
But
jump in their
But
pants.
even more important,
I
none of
tried
us
that
are.
once. It didn't work right.
But even more important, none of us are part of the 1%. It don't matter how we breathe, how we bleed, how we whatever. Like we're not the same. But I just can't understand. I agree with you. Racism is profitable, which is insane and it's stupid, just like sickness. You know, we don't care about, like, you look at other countries when they've, like, right now in my country, they found some oil some years ago. They're putting that money, because now they're getting money. They're putting that money back into the people. Everyone who was born there gets automatically $1,000 every month. It's not a whole lot of money, but in a poor country like that, it is a lot of money. Here it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. This subject just, it kind of infuriates me, but like I said, I can't speak to the black issues, but I'm just always willing to listen.
I don't see. That's another reason it's a problem. There's no such thing as black issues. It's just issues. Like
Mm,
we all go through the same shit. Like the same shit. Whether you orange, black, green, yellow, we all go through the same shit. Issues is issues, problems is problems, and sin is sin. No matter how aggressive the sin is, it's all sin. It's all issues. It's no type. It's no. I can't tell you you can't speak on black issues because you ain't black. Well, what's a black issue? Like, can we name one black issue that nobody else, no other ethnicity in the freaking world at no point in time has went through?
mm,
We can't, because the same way black people was oppressed, white people were. When the Vikings were when the Vikings were taking all of those Roman Catholics, them people were enslaved, RP'd, and fucking treated in the most horrible of ways. Every part, Spanish, white, black, Jew, every part has all been through the same shit at one point in time. This shit is not new for the human race.
I
and
don't.
what areas what you got? I ain't hear areas.
Yeah, I think as far as race, like why do we still talk about race? I mean, we don't talk about race enough, and we still have race issues because like multiple reasons, but the two that comes to mind is number one, the largest population in America, which are, I guess you have to say, YT people,
Mhm.
uh, they're not allowed to speak about race, honestly. Like, they're not like black people can tell YT people whatever they feel about them.
Mm,
YT people are not allowed to tell blacks exactly how they feel about them. So
mm,
we have one group of people that are essentially handicapped and can't really get involved in a discussion, and that group just happens to be the most important demographics in the country and the largest demographics as well. And generally, like, race issues persist because we don't tell the truth about race. We 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 pretend like people are all the same when they're not. Like, races are different and they have different character traits that manifest differently in their behavior and things that they do in society. But you're not allowed to talk about that, right? So until we have that discussion, it's just going to be what it is.
Can you explain to me some of the differences with? I am one of those people that think, you feel me, like at core we are the same, but we're, of course, people are different. But like, can you explain to me like the differences that you were describing or that you were referring to?
Yeah, like, well, first of all, like blacks are not as smart as whites. That's like the prime. That's like one of the
Huh?
obvious differences that we're not allowed to speak about. And
That's threw me
so
Huh?
for a loop.
so we are not allowed. We're not allowed to essentially say like maybe more. There are more poor blacks because there are more blacks who don't have like a certain threshold of basic intelligence. And but we automatically say these people are poor because of white oppression, not because like God just didn't give them the tools that they need to be financially successful. Um, that's like one of the obvious things that no one speaks about, right? And like perfect example. And I mean, if you want to take a look at it, I mean, this is global. Like you take a look at a country like South Africa. When South Africa was controlled by white people, South Africa was richer than Singapore by like 8 to 10 times richer than Singapore. Since the 1990s, when blacks got control of South Africa, the control of South Africa, the country has gone down the drain. It's like blacks that like there's not a single successful society in the world that's built by black people. So why would I want
Y'all
black?
gonna let him sit there and tell these lies? I can't be quiet for too much
Hold
longer.
on, yeah,
These lies, I can't be quiet for too much longer.
hold on, yeah, are you trolling?
No, well,
I
so
couldn't tell. My brain was hurt. I didn't know what was going
Like,
on.
Man,
I'm
I'm just
really
like
trying to
It
like
I'm
sounded like
sitting
he
here.
trying to
stand,
be
but
convincing, and I'm
like
like, what's going on?
so if I'm lying, right? I'm going to mute
yeah.
my mic and I'm going to let someone point out my lies.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead.
so if I get let's say I
Well,
get
let
a
me see what
classroom,
well, let me see some real quick. Let me see if yours. Let's see what her response is. Then you can go next after her.
Let's start off. Okay, you first said that blacks in large are more uneducated. Is that correct?
No, I said blacks on average are not as intelligent as whites on average.
And what statistics do you have to prove that? Because we civilized you, so
Me, so I'm not white. I'm black. That's me in my picture. So I don't
okay.
know what you may use.
So okay. So where are you getting these statistics from?
From over let's say over 100 years of psychometric research. This is a scientific consensus that whites on average have a 10 to 15 point higher IQs than blacks on average.
So how how long ago do you believe slavery to have been? First off, let's start there.
Well, so slavery was abolished in America in 1865. So that's 1965 made it 100 years. So about 180 years ago, I think.
It was 160 years ago, and it wasn't abolished in all states. Delaware didn't abolish it until 1901. Mississippi didn't abolish it until 95. It wasn't even certified in Mississippi until 2013.
Yeah,
So
so I have to so I have to actually just say that's a flat out lie.
no, it's
Slavery,
not. You can look it up.
slavery was abolished in the United States of America by the 13th Amendment, which was
Yes,
ratified.
and the 13th Amendment wasn't ratified by all the states at the same time. Look it
Yes,
up.
yes, but how these things work, man. The the 13th, a constitutional, excuse me, when you make an amendment to the Constitution, that amendment does not have to be ratified by all 50 states. The Constitution requires that the amendment be ratified by two-thirds of the states for it to be effective. Two-thirds of the states ratify the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery in all 50 states.
Well, it was
All right.
supposed to be they didn't ratify it until '95.
Thank you,
So
glitching.
how can you hear me?
There you go. I was just about to say before well, you can finish that and then I'm gonna let Tap get in too after that because yeah, so I know he got some questions himself.
Yeah, I just you can go ahead and ask your questions. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Tap.
Thank. I'm about to cut out.
Okay, so by your knowledge, right? Uh, white people are smarter than black people.
Well, that's not by my knowledge. That's based on scientific consensus.
Scientific consensus. Okay,
I'm sorry to
so
interrupt,
how
but
is
I
that?
just sorry to interrupt you, Tabs. I apologize, but I just did a really quick, basic cursory search online, and that's actually been debunked, and it's not scientifically true. So proceed, Taps. Again, sorry to cut you off.
Nah, you're
Wait,
fine.
so
Because
well, Taps, can I just ask her, has it been debunked that there's a 10 to 15% IQ gap between blacks and whites?
All right. Well, let me do the research.
No, no.
Wait, what was the question?
I'm.
She
You
If
said,
can't
there's
ask
a
me a
10 to
question and not let me do the
15% gap,
research.
yeah, she said that my claim that on average whites are
yeah,
more
it's
intelligent
false.
than blacks has been debunked. And I posed a question and say, has it been debunked that on average there's a 10 to 15% IQ gap between blacks and whites in America?
And my response to you was, let me do the research. I'm not going to answer
Okay,
without doing the research. How does
I
that
think
work?
I think he
I
reset it over again so everybody else can hear
yeah,
it now.
yeah. Are Aries, are there different areas of intelligence?
There's no, there's one. It's called a G factor.
There aren't different areas of intelligence that what? So you're
They
saying
designed these tests for.
people can only be intelligent in one way? Math,
Well,
science, and blah blah blah? Like so
yeah.
you mean so a musician cannot be known as intelligent?
Oh no. So it's when we're speaking about the scientific definition, right? We're measuring what is known as the G factor, which stands for general intelligence. So, like a comedian can be very intelligent. He doesn't have to be
Exactly. So
like a
okay, so
scientist.
I say that to say, right?
Oh my God.
What really you're speaking on is like the access to, like the capability for someone to be intelligent is not the same thing as them being intelligent. Like they are intelligent because they have access to certain things.
Well, so that's not actually true, and here's the actual data that proves that's not true. So when we're speaking about access, we will primarily look at socioeconomic factors, right? We,
Hmm.
we would expect children or wealthier people to have greater access to better education, better schools, etc., right?
And they do.
Okay. Now, what if I told you that white children born and raised in families making $20,000 or less do better on the SAT test than black children from families making $100,000 or more?
Yeah, see, when people do these research, because the largest research that has been done, like as far as like the largest pool of people was done by Harvard University, and it was like 3,000, right? So if there are over 300 million people in the world, and you mean to tell
7
me they
billion.
are studying just a few thousand people, and they are saying that these people are more intelligent, you mean to tell me that there isn't a possible propaganda to make YT people look like they are more intelligent than the rest?
You know how easy? Do you know Wikipedia became uncredible because how people can go in there and just
Yeah, it was
falsify
never
information.
reliable.
Fucking, you can go in there. I
These
can
are
go in
not,
there and come up with all types of numbers for you. I can definitely, if my goal is, and this was the goal at one point in time, that the black people are inferior, right? That's my goal. That's the thing that I am pushing. So how do you push that? You put it out there as much information as you can, books, statistics, um, Wikipedia, charts. You do all of this for that goal to be pushed out there. And it sounds like they won that over with you because there's no way that you can, like the young lady said, there's no way that you can measure that. There's 7 billion people in the world. How
Yeah.
many people do you think is in the 50 states? So, okay, question. Did they go to every person in the 50 states, right? Every person, every family, black, white, green, yellow, every single family, every single person in the 50 states of the United States, offer them the same test and then gather all of that information, put it through a big ass mainframe that came up with a consensus that this race is better than this race.
And is
Or
this and is this like a real question? I mean, I'm
this is
not
a
trying to
this
be
is a this is, no,
condescending.
yeah, I know I'm enjoying this conversation with you, believe it or not. I'm not.
But the question implies that you don't understand how statistical inferences work.
So
No, we
so
understand,
So
but
it's
no,
not that I
you
don't
also,
understand it. It's
but
just that it can't be as
it's not
reliable as you
definitive.
think it
Like,
is.
No, it's
If
not.
I'm only if I'm going between two state lines, if I'm going from Maryland to Virginia, and I'm only going to use people in Maryland and Virginia, then the statistics is only going to show from that little majority of people.
So,
But if
so,
I'm
so
going
if
through
I
the
said,
United States of America
so
and
if
I'm
I said
separating,
on average, right? So if I said that the average man is taller than the average woman, do I have to measure the height of every man and every woman in the world?
for it to become a fact,
Yeah.
because it's women out here that's fucking 6'5". It's a
Yeah.
plethora of
and
women
women
that's
you would
outnumber
6'5".
have to.
men.
You would have to. You can't say like
You
how they
can't
have
just
these,
say that.
like how they have these world, these, greatest in the world, or these events where it's like the best in the world. How have you measured? Have you seen
Also,
everyone in the world?
also, but also though something like that is more reliable because kids go to the doctor. They get their height measured every year. You know what I'm saying? Like that is something that like we can actually statistically look at. But to say that somebody gave a test to different children or different people, and we don't know who's administering the test, we don't know what the test encompasses, and to say that just to go off of that test based off of maybe 1,000 participants, that that would be like valid for all. Like that doesn't even make sense.
And
Okay.
So
I
if
don't
I
think an
can,
IQ test I don't think an IQ test is the peak of all intelligence quotients. You know,
It's
my
really not.
grandfather was a
Exactly.
Just because you
genius.
know the Pythagorean theorem don't mean you know. Just because you're better than me at math and I'm better than you at fucking fixing cars, don't mean I'm more intelligent than you. I mean, you put you in your field, of course you're gonna win. You put me in my field, of
No,
course I'm gonna win.
no.
Exactly.
What it means is that let's say you have an IQ of, let's assume taps, right? You have an IQ of 150, which is highly unlikely. Like most people, like a high IQ general is like 130, right? So let's say you have an IQ of 130 and I'm an idiot, a complete idiot. My IQ is 75, right? Uh,
Right.
what that means is that you like you know how you tell children you can be anything you want to be?
Hmm.
Yeah. That's only true for people who have a certain level of intelligence.
That's true
Someone
for literally
someone
anybody.
no it's not. Someone
okay,
with an IQ of 75, right, will have a very difficult time learning how to do something like, I don't know, be a lawyer. Whereas
Of
someone with an
course.
IQ, yeah, so he can be anything he wants to be. That's what it means. It's like someone who
Uh,
No, he can still become a lawyer. He'll just be a shitty lawyer.
sure,
That
sure,
he'd just be bad at it. He'd be a public
sure.
defender. He
So
wouldn't
I'm
be
gonna go
a
back to
partner.
the basic research that I did and read to you. It says
Source, please, ma'am.
I'll give you the sources. I'm happy to do that. The statement that black people are less intelligent than white people is false, racist, and rooted in a long, harmful history of pseudoscience and white supremacy. Intelligence is not determined by race. Modern science, psychology, and genetics all confirm that there is no inherent difference in intelligence between racial groups.
And what is the source of that, ma'am?
There is, yep, intelligent. Oh, sorry, let me let my dog out. There, I'm happy to type the source in the chat. There's intelligence research and socioeconomic inequality. There are some sources linked here.
Why
Um,
don't you like you just read like a sentence? Why don't you just read the title of the paper and the author?
because there are several things that I'm looking at. There are several sources that I've culled from.
No, you just said
So
that the claim that blacks are less intelligent than white is inherently racist and rooted in white supremacy,
yeah,
pseudoscience
there's the
and white
American
supremacy.
Psychological Association says there's no credible scientific evidence that supports the notion of racial differences in intelligence due to genetics. Human Genome Project, excuse me, humans are 99.9% genetically identical. Race has
Listen,
no genetic or
can I
scientific
stop you
basis.
there? Can I
It is
stop
a
you there?
social construct. No, you cannot. American Anthropological Association says race is not a biological reality, but a social one, and attempts to link race and intelligence have no scientific basis.
And it
So
makes perfect
there's,
sense. It makes
Okay,
perfect sense
so
what she's saying based on the
can,
fact that
well, can I
the
respond to
whole
that,
goal of
please?
this is to prove that black people are inferior to white people. You see, you didn't have statistics to show that white people were smarter than Asians, or
Well,
white people were smarter than Hispanics, or white
because
people were smarter than.
white people are not smarter than Asians. Well, we shouldn't say Asians. White people are not smarter than Orientals, Eastern Asians on average, right? People from China, Hong Kong is China, but Chinese, Japanese, Koreans on average are more intelligent than Europeans.
Okay, so when you came in here
Based
to
on
give your
what
point.
research? Yeah.
but
Okay, go ahead.
and according to the research, intelligence is influenced by environment, not race. Access to quality, one
Environment is a
second, please.
definitely a
Access
thing.
to
Yep.
quality education, healthcare, nutrition, and economic opportunity all significantly impact cognitive development. Systemic racism has denied Black communities equal access to these resources for generations, which can affect outcomes, not abilities.
Okay, so now can I just respond to the young lady that's reading? We don't know where she's reading from. So I believe the
I gave
first
you
thing
like
that
five
she read.
sources.
Excuse me, ma'am. So I believe the first thing that she read was something from the APA, right? The American Psychological Association, and you said that the APA claims that uh, there's no evidence of a genetic basis of
I'll
racial
read it again for
intelligence.
you. There is no
Yes.
credible scientific evidence that supports the notion of racial differences in intelligence due to genetics.
Okay, stop right there. There's no credible scientific evidence that support the claim of racial differences due to genetics, right?
Right.
That's what it says, yes.
Okay, now how do you like how do you understand that statement, man?
What do you mean?
I understand it exactly how it reads. I don't, how do you understand that statement? I don't understand.
Can you explain it to me, please?
That it doesn't matter your genetic makeup that makes you smarter. It's more about your environment. I.e., if I come from a family of physicists, and they were school. My mother's mother, my mother's father, my father's father, my father's mother were all school oriented. Then it would make more sense that I would be more intelligent when it comes to certain school things or school based on my environment. Everybody in my family is into education. That's what they want. But
That
if I come from a school, if I come from a family of high end mechanics, these people are the people responsible for creating things like Bugatti and Ferrari and all of these other things, engineering. Does that
let's
make me
let's
any less
address this.
intelligent to the person that is well based in education?
So that statement from the APA that she just read does not dispute the fact that there's differences in intelligence between races. What that statement says is that
It
there's
literally says the
but
notion of
yeah,
racial differences in intelligence due to genetics. It literally says that. I
okay,
read this now 3 times, sir.
yeah. So the notion of racial differences due to genetics. The statement does not say there is no differences in intelligence amongst races. It says that the cause of the differences, that's what the statement is getting at. What is causing there to be a difference between black and white intelligence, right? Because in the psychometric debate currently, there are two fields. There's the hereditary field, folks like myself and most psychometric analysts. Someone is giving like massive feedback. Could you please mute your mic if that's okay? Okay, there, there are two sides in this debate. And one side are the hereditarians. Those are the people that believe that IQ is a derivative of your genetics. And the research so far shows that in adult human beings, about 50 to 80% of the variance in intelligence is due to genetics. And there are several research that has been done that's been able to support this. Number one, there's been the twin studies where you had twins. I mean, obviously, if they're twins, they have the same parents, right? Twins that were adopted by different families, raised in completely different environment. When they were adults, their IQs were tested. Their IQs were closely related to their biological parents' IQs and not their adopted parent IQ, right? That's that's one study that that supports that, and there are other studies where we've been able to control for environment, and we see that the human intelligence is much more malleable when you're a child, right? So the the environmental factor in intelligence had has a lot more weight when you're a child, but when you become an adult, your IQ is so about 50 to 80% of your intelligence as an adult happens to be a derivative of your genes. Smart people have smart children. Smart people have smart children, and dumb people have dumb children,
Okay,
generally
so
speaking.
question for you. What is intelligence? What is being smart and what is being dumb? Let's make answer that for me, and then when you answer that, I'm gonna piggyback off of
So
that.
when we speak about intelligence in this manner, we speak about your ability to process and apply information. Think of your brain as like a computer, right?
Right,
I think that's a concept most people can
right,
grasp.
right, right,
Think of your brain as a computer. Now, there are different RAMs. Different computers have different processors, different
right,
chips, and these computers process informations at different speeds. We agree with that, right?
right.
So we can say someone with a high IQ have a higher processor. They have the ability to not just learn complex tasks, but they can learn it faster and they can apply it faster than someone with a low IQ. There are certain tasks that certain computers just can't perform because those computers are not fast enough or they don't have the capabilities. It's the same thing. There are certain things that people with low IQ just can't do.
So
Like
is
for example,
intelligence
wait, let me
because
finish, bro. I
you got
still
a
have
timer
19
on you, and I
seconds.
don't want you to get
Like
kicked.
the
What does that mean?
for example, the US Army will not enlist anyone with an IQ less than 85, I think, because they believe at that rate there's absolutely nothing they can teach them
They
to do
don't do an IQ test.
Yes, they do. They do the ASVAB.
The ASVAB is not an IQ. It's not the same thing.
It's a proxy, just like the
It's
SAT
not the
is a
same thing, though.
So
test.
It's
my,
not
my
the
thing
same
is my
thing. No,
thing
it's
is
not.
my what I was trying to get at is intelligence something that's broad, or can we at least connect the dots to say
It,
intelligence is something that is different for each person?
Yeah, even people who study the IQ test, they acknowledge the disadvantages in using the IQ test to measure intelligence. There are so many disadvantages to just using that because you can see somebody that has done very well in school, who is a straight A student, but when you put them into a social setting, go ahead and take them to the hood. They know nothing. I have had sailors, okay, because I used to be in the military, who are book smart, great on the ASVAB. They don't know how to swab a deck. Their common sense does not even click, and their brain doesn't even process that you put the mop in the bucket and then like you do a figure eight. Literally, like intelligence is not only one way. And this
It
IQ
can never
test,
be
it
one way.
only measures one way. And it is very biased to a certain social economic demographic. It's very biased. Even when you ask question, when you ask kids a question a certain way, depending on where they are from, that's how their brain is gonna process it. But if you ask the same kid in a different way where they're used to a different language or a different culture, they're gonna understand the question. That's why all of these tests are very biased.
Yeah. So someone muted my microphone. Man, am I triggering people? I mean, I'm just trying to have a
No, it's
discussion
that
here.
honestly, I don't even think this conversation is really even productive. I think I don't even understand what you're. I think at this point you can just think that, but I think
At this point, I think I'm like
it is
it's me
very
versus
no,
it's me versus
it's
like five people.
it's very silly. It's
So
You say it's you versus what, sir?
someone someone
Yeah,
like
whoever spoke
this
it.
lady.
yeah, and
Yes,
you talking a
greetings,
lot. Go ahead, Kyra.
greetings. Thank you. My name is Kara, and I basically was just looking at what he was talking about the general black people, white people, and East Asian people have different averages of IQ, and the whole thing is that IQs are really based of what they were taught in the books of what they're reading in school, and a lot of kids that are in the black demographic, they wouldn't even have been taught this, especially if we're going back in history, because they were still quote unquote under a slave mentality, right, Aries? Based on your knowledge, right?
Yeah, so most modern IQ tests are primarily based on pattern recognition. Like
No,
they're
no.
not ask, they're not asking you what is the capital of this? How do you spell this? No, they're saying here are three shapes. One
Okay.
is missing. Based on these three patterns,
I
what
am
shape come
reading. Hold on,
next?
hold on, hold on. I am reading from the National Library of Medicine. This is from a .gov, right? You
It's from
said
a
you wanted something that is more had more substance, right? It said this would suggest that a racial IQ difference persists even among children raised in nurturing adoptive homes, intimating that differences in home environments cannot explain racial IQ's differences. This leads into the second claim that most of the racial IQ differences between East Asians, whites, and blacks are genetic. Ain't that's what you were trying to say?
well, that's my claim, yes.
Right? Right? That's your claim.
But
So when you say, hold on,
what
hold on, hold on, hold on,
what you
you
just
hold on.
what you just read, the
Just let her finish. Go ahead.
You just stated that this was right, but the nurturing in the home from like the 1970s and back weren't really as loving as it could be because they were slaves, right? So how could they get the nurturing that they needed whenever they were being beaten and controlled?
So Miss Kara English, can you read the first sentence that you read prior, where it talked about children raised in similar environments from from the exact document that you just read? Can you read that first sentence, please?
This would suggest that racial IQ differences persist even among children raised in nurturing, adoptive homes.
Okay, and you understand what that statement means, right?
Yes, I do. Do
And
you?
that statement says that uh, children. This would suggest that racial IQ differences persist. Persist means remains, even amongst children raised in nurturing adoptive home. I.e., if you take a poor black baby from the ghetto and send them to a wealthy white family in Beverly Hills, when he becomes an adult, we expect his IQ to be around the black average. And we can expect that a poor white kid raised in West Virginia will have a higher IQ than him. That's what that means.
And what I'm
You
telling you, you just said that it was based off of the environment, right? So if
No,
that
I
poor,
didn't. I said
yes,
it's
you just
genetics. Like,
you
have
like
you
no
been
you
listening to
what he what this just said was the nurturing home, right? So basically the home that he would take him out of and put him into a white person's home, right? This isn't that what you just said to me? And even if he goes to a white rich nurturing home, right, it still won't be the same mindset. So how can you say that the IQ will be higher?
Yeah, so what you just read, it said this, and I'm not going to be condescending, right? Because I'm not trying to
You
be
are
rude.
being you are you're
So you read a statement and it said this would suggest that racial IQ differences persist even when children are adopted and raised in nurturing homes. That's what you just read.
yes.
Okay, so what that statement is implying is that when we control for the environment, when we control for the environment, because most people say, well, the black IQs are low because black people are poor and they're living in hardship and worse socioeconomic factors. What that statement is saying is that even if we look at wealthy black kids who do not face the struggle or poor socioeconomic factor, we still see a persistent IQ gap between them and white people. That's what that
Why did
statement
you?
is
You know
saying.
what? Even if we go down this, right? Black people's education is still being controlled by white people. So how can they get the proper IQ or education if they can't weren't even allowed to read the same books as white people, white tea people? Like, what are you saying? If you read the book,
We can end the conversation. Like this is not going anywhere.
no,
Like
it's not going anywhere
yeah,
because
let's talk
you
about
don't want to
something
comprehend.
else. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I
I
don't
I'm
want
don't
to
think
I'm
you want
comprehend.
to
still slow.
comprehend. I'm literally telling you that
Yeah,
if we're going based off of the home for the IQ, right? And what if you go back through history down memory lane, you can understand who made the ghettos. Who made the ghettos, sir?
Black people.
Who
all
made the
right. Don't
ghettos?
don't let them get you wrapped up now, Kyra.
So Rachel,
Um, hold,
I just
hold,
wanted to point out.
hold on, because the X wanted to say something. I'm gonna let her speak real quick because we don't have that much time left. Go ahead, X.
Oh, hi everybody. Um, so I was hearing about the whole, you guys talking about the whole IQ thing. I didn't hear the whole thing.
But most of I would say most of us didn't even take an IQ test because I would say I never took one. Nobody I know is taking one. So it's like when it comes to those statistics, it makes me wonder how did they gather that in the first place. That's why I don't really believe in that because when you look at our history, even after certain tragedies, certain historical tragedies in our community that we faced in this country, we still came out very victorious. Like right during the Industrial Revolution, we are the ones who pushed this country into modern society through our patents, our inventions that we created. And those are the ones that are documented. So it's like, I don't really believe in that stuff because when I look at our track record, I'm like, man, our people really don't let up or have like this mentality where we can be stopped for real. Like we have this
Your
persistent.
track record is Africa.
Okay. Well, okay. So what you want to do is be weird, right? That's what you're trying to do. Is this
No,
a
it's
troll?
like
Are you trolling?
you want to take credit for white people things.
No, no, no. What? What are you talking about?
Y'all keep letting this man suck you in.
No, I'm not. Vincent,
Like
I don't know if you guys are showing
this
your
country
intelligence
is
level. I'm
great.
not letting him suck me in. I'm confused. Is this a troll live or are we being serious?
No,
This country is great because of white people. We
this
Okay.
isn't a troll live. I
we
personally, I think Kev might have just let him stay up because we're just like we don't have that much time left.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but this is not a troll live. But life or death. Oh, dang! You know we can't say that on TikTok.
Yeah, you said it that time. You
No.
actually said it. There you go. Get it out.
No.
Get it out your system.
What you want to say?
Get it out your system. Um, I don't think it's to the extent of begging to answer the prompt. Um, I think it's a general consensus, right? It's an idea. As you have think tanks, this is a think tank, right? We they say black people can't get along. We can't come together. We can't figure out anything, right? They have many names for us, Mayate, so forth and so on, right? I can go into some other ones that the Caribbeans and the Africans have for us well. My point is, when we're talking about reparations, we're not bringing the globalist agenda to it. We don't care about globalism. I don't care about apartheid. I do not care about colonialism. I do not care about indentured servitude. What I'm talking about is chattel slavery. The conversation around reparations starts with us and it ends with us. There is no need to keep having these circular expressions or these circular conversations with people. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I'm gonna land my plane.
Hmm. I feel that. Dang, he left. I guess he couldn't wait. Hey Kev, were you? Is it time to end the live, or did you have?
It is time.
Sorry, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Good
We will be
conversation.
back tomorrow, and then we gonna get on that. What's today? Friday. Man, damn, days all mixed up. Yeah, tomorrow gonna be that. We're gonna redo that. The sayings that we keep using. That is
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Y'all want to be
Yeah,
there tomorrow? It was exciting. The
yeah. That
last
was
thing
just right. The
we were
first one,
talking.
right?
Yeah, we were talking about people that say "f them
F them
kids."
kids. We was stuck on that one.
Mm.
Now we got a longer day now, so tomorrow's way longer. I'm gonna try to start
Yeah.
as early too, so I can be able to talk about whatever if we do a good long. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Good night, guys. Bye, guys.
yeah. Hey, good night, y'all. Come back
for
tomorrow.
sure, for sure.
All
Appreciate
right,
y'all.
babe.
All right,
Talk to
babe.
you later.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
All right.